Hello, y'all. How's it going? Headphones are backwards. It's Friday. You know what day it is? It's Friday. Friday? Things are going pretty well. It's the weekend. I'm happy about that. Got, some nice plans this weekend. And also, I've made some pretty goddamn cool progress with my level, which I'll show off in a minute. Yes, I also got a haircut this week. That's true. It's a lot shorter now. More manageable. Less messy. It won't be messy for a while now until it all regrows in, you know? I had it yesterday as well on yesterday's stream. But, yes. Quick thing. First off, I have a couple of new things to show off. Showed this off the last few days, but let me just show these off because they're related to Mario Maker. Two things. First off, when I go to last call now, I have a new thing that I can show. They'll say last call for levels. Real nice and big. So people will know what's going on without me having to repeat last call for levels over and over again. That's not what's going on now, of course. The other thing is that when I hit complete now, I have a thing that'll appear that says cleared across the bar and stays there for like 6 seconds or so, which is, I think, gonna be pretty cool. I think you're gonna like that. Let me get back to the mini. Other than that, things are about the same as always. I also have one thing as far as like the camera goes, in that I set up a thing where I can hit a button and change some filters around, make it look like this. Sort of like a frozen effect, like me freezing. And the idea is that that might be a channel point thing eventually if I figure out how to make that triggerable by channel point. I'd also like it to be like triggered by like y'all throwing something at me. Like I thought about ice Pikmin. Ice Pikmin are like the ideal for that, but I'm not sure that there are ice Pikmin models floating around out there for me to use. And I'd also, if it were ice Pikmin, I'd want to use the ice effects from Pikmin 4, which I don't know that I have. You know what? I forgot to do the temperature. I should really set that up differently. I'm gonna turn down the temperature real fast, just to be safe. Can get a little hot. Your weekend is gonna be making your next level. Gotcha. Understand, Lord Bowser. That is true, Lord Bowser, but, hey, whatever. It's all good. You got a couple bangers left, Highway. That's real nice. That's real good. You have been trying to upload one of them, but you haven't been able to figure it out. It sounds like you're tweaking it. You're not, like, stumped as far as the difficulty goes. Maybe both. Maybe both things. One more thing to note, next Thursday's stream, I'm going to do another Game Pass stream. Next Thursday will be me trying out a bunch of Game Pass games. Turns out there's a bunch of them that just came out relatively recently. I'm most interested in Sea of Stars. I've heard great things about it. People are saying it's like a Chrono Trigger type game, and they're saying it's like quite good. So that's going to be like the highlight, I think, but also there's like Quake 2, there's a couple other games that have gone up, and also older games that I've never tried that I have on my list of things to possibly do. So yeah, next Thursday will be some sort of Game Pass stream with some sort of lineup. Maybe we'll mostly focus on Sea of Stars. It turns out to be really cool, but expect a good variety of games then. Next Thursday. That's right. It's got a pretty consistent difficulty. You're trying to figure out like how to structure it. Gotcha. Yeah, that sort of iteration is. I hear you, Highway. When I do like uploading, I'm often like just like stymied by choice paralysis. I see something during the upload process and I go like, I want to change that, and you know, end up getting bogged down in that. That's why I never upload anything after like midnight. No, you want to do it on a nice afternoon where you have like a couple hours free, just in case you start like getting turned around and start saying like, no, no, this needs to change. This whole area needs to be reworked. You know, that sort of thing. Hey, speaking of things that need to change, things that need to be reworked. Well, that's not very true. But, I will say I've made some fucking great progress with this here level in the last week. Since the last time it was on this here stream, I have made a ton of progress. Let me show you where it's at. It is halfway done now. A lot of that was done live on stream last Saturday. There was a nice making VOD where we made like... Last week we had one screen. And during the Saturday stream, like the day after last week's Friday stream, we made like these 6 additional screens from like the start of the subworld to like here. And, you know, I'll say that it has been tweaked a bit since then, most especially in the coin trails, but also there's this whole area after there that, you know, just was entirely not there on Saturday, and I have built since then. I also tweeted, I also shared on Twitter, I'm sorry, on X, the everything platform, a video of this. So you might have seen a lot of it if you, like, looked there, I guess, but this part right here was not seen, so brand new, I suppose. Anyway, that's how much there is. It's really, really coming along. Really, really coming along here. I'll tell you, like, I have been replaying this occasionally, like, as it's been coming together, and just, like, you know, replaying it and just having fun going through it again and again and again, which is a pretty damn good sign for an upcoming level, you know, that it is fun enough to, like, play repeatedly and still be, like, fun and feel good and has good flow, etc., etc. Yeah, I'm so happy right now with how it's coming along. As far as, like, major changes since the last Saturday stream, first off, these two were moved around to be, like, this one lower than this one. It turns out that makes killing these two guys a lot more natural feeling, a lot easier. I also moved this down a little, so you can see there, the way that it actually works is the one on the left gets hung up on this, and that slows it down enough to be in that 1-2 configuration, with one being slightly higher. But also this one, before, on Saturday, was like this. And I moved it to be like this, and turns out that makes it so it's a little bit... These guys are a little bit slower on your trail, but, you know, they're a little bit lower than they would be, and I think that makes going up here a little bit more generous, and allows you to, like, hesitate for, like, a quarter second or so. I also made these guys start at a slightly different place, and that makes it so that when you're popping out of the pipe, they're, like, already in the middle, so even if you're, like, immediately jumping to the left, it's not like they're not on the rainbow yet. These are all just pretty much minor tweaks, though. The stage hasn't changed all that much other than the new areas since the Saturday stream, but other than, like, in most especially coin stuff. You see there, I just jumped off and they were already, like, already in place. I think that's a better way to go about it. Anyway, feeling really good about this. It's fun, and I think it does get across the gameplay goal I was going for, as far as, like, having a flying section with parts where you do want to, like, jump out of your thing. Also, you got this section, which was kind of inspired by the part in, this part was kind of inspired by the part in the second Preamble level in DKC 2, where you can sort of fly under a bunch of enemies before they like get going in order to like slip past their defenses before they start throwing stuff at you. It's kind of the same thing except a little bit different, a little bit easier, and I feel like that is just feels really good to just fly through this section. I do wonder if like flying up from here, if a lot of players are gonna run into this guy here that's, you know, on top and shit. Not sure if there's anything I could do about that though, so maybe just have to, you know, hope that players see them before they like run headlong into them. Anyway, I will also say I do have a lot of like vertical subspace left in the subworld, and I wonder how much like enemy bandwidth do I have left? How much enemy limit do I have? These guys count as 1 or 2. I'm not sure if these guys count as 1 or 2, but let's see. For what it's worth, I believe I have, yes, fucking tons of enemy. I can put tons of enemies in like an additional area if I so choose. Okay, yeah, so let's see. How many is that? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 21 times 2, 40, 42? 43. 43 enemies I can use in this whatever space I spend up here if I want to go back to the subworld. Which I'll say, you know, I do have all these saws, and these saws take enemy slots as well, so, you know, this level is relatively expensive as far as, like, enemy usage goes, so I do have to think about that a little and not go too overboard with, like, saws and shit, but honestly, it does look now that I can totally, like, pepper more saws around wherever I think is, like, appropriate. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna put one, right here. Gonna put one like yeah, like right here. Right here. Yeah. That looks good. Kind of a cool place for a saw. It is Ripsaw Rainbow after all. Could add another saw like here as well. Or add it like evenly spaced with this one. I don't want to make it so you accidentally jump into it or anything, but there we go. Something like that could be done. We'll remove that and Is that too much? You know what? I like the empty space. Not every space has to be inhabited. The other thing I will say, I just noticed, if you play... Yeah, I can play a super world, yeah. One level at a time, that's right. One thing that I am thinking about now is, in this part, I do have it so that the pipes sort of, like, start, like, where they meet the other rainbow. I am wondering, should I have it be the in the other side? Over here, I have it the other way. Is that weird? I guess the thing is here, if I wanted it to be the other way, I would have to have it so that there was like, you know, they don't necessarily hit a top here in this half of the level. It'd have to be like this. Be kind of weird. Theming wise, you know? And maybe it's fine. Let's go with that. Let's be, like, more consistent. Just a little adjustment here, and then we'll get to the levels tonight. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know what, we'll adjust the heights of these to make them look a little more organic. There we go. We can have a couple things like that. That looks okay. I really feel like these pipes get across the idea of this being like a giant-ass rainbow. Of these being like giant-ass rainbows, especially when you see them like this, and, you know, you can look at this rainbow and look at, like, these guys and realize, like, oh, this here is like a scaled-up version of this. You know, pretty much same pattern, which I think is pretty damn cool. I'm pretty excited to build the second half whenever I find the time and the energy. I'll say my plan for the second half is to be more like more of a on-foot level than a flying level, but I am thinking now that it probably needs to end in a flying section in order to like, you know, not have it be weird. It would be weird if there was just no flying whatsoever in the second half of the level. Also, I think I'm gonna have to have it so that they're just like vertical like dividers here. You know, like a section where you go through like a tear in a rainbow like this. I'm just gonna use a quick one for sake of example. Where you have to go through like a little rainbow segment here. And you have to like make it through a cut here in it. You know, it'll be properly colored eventually, don't worry. Okay, here we go. And that will prevent some amount of like cape spam, you know, and make it so that the cape cannot just get through the entire second half. You know, the fact that there's gonna be like some breaks here to prevent you from just like caping your way through. And also it'll, you know, go with the theming of the first half and such, which should be good. Okay, I'm gonna save, and let's get to the levels tonight. By the way, y'all saw that direct. Oh boy, what a good direct. We'll talk about that in like a bit, I imagine. First up tonight. Oh wow. I didn't know that. Just they changed what a mission looks like in OBS. It seems it looks different. Yeah, that Mario Wonder direct. Did I just say Mario Wonder? The direct for the Mario Wonder video game. We'll talk about that in a bit. I got a card for it. You know how I do. M7 X. You'll plunge. You want to be surprised, Highway? Oh my god. So you haven't seen Highway. You haven't heard about things. Look, Highway. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we're gonna talk about what's in that direct. I 1000% want to talk about badges and the like other things in that direct as far as like the features go. Okay, I can spoil it, you don't mind. Good. Okay, because I totally am going to do that 1000%. You were just distracted? Alright, I gotcha. You know, you can rewatch them. You can rewatch them. And I'll say I have rewatched that direct like a whole fucking bunch of times. It's fucking real good. I should probably say how viewer levels work, just for the record. Just for folks watching the VOD, or for whoever needs to know how it works. If you didn't watch it live, right, your time zone, you're like in Highway, are you in like in like Eastern? Are you in like Eastern, or are you in like Pacific or Central, or where are you? I know that like Pacific people For some reason, I feel like you're Pacific time zone, but there we go. Yeah, Pacific daylight. Yeah, so it was like really early in the morning then for you. I can understand like not watching it live. Hell, I didn't watch it live. I have an unfortunately timed work meeting that I had to attend, but I watched it afterwards. Lucky. The background in night vertical levels in New U pretty damn nice. I guess I didn't know. I can't remember the last time I saw this giant star, despite doing viewer levels every week for the last year and a half. I can't remember seeing these giant fuck-off stars before in, like, the recent history. It was weird. I mean, I know that, like, for a fact that my Super World doesn't even have it, and will not, I don't think. I mean, I know what my next world level is going to be in the new U theme, and I don't think it's going to have a night aspect to it. Maybe it should. I don't know. It's possible we'll get there and we'll realize, like, this idea is half-baked. Maybe we should come up with something else. Use Morton as your stupa, as your contraption, so we can ground pound and stun players. Gotcha. Yes, it's accurate. That's how it works. Let me say how this works. For those who don't know, for those who need to hear it, let me say how this works. When your level comes up, if you are here, I give you the full time of day, which outside the lightning round means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries, if that's not enough. If you are not here, we still play the level, but we do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death, wherein I only have 5 tries. 5 tries refreshing at checkpoints, which are, you know, quite a bit fewer. You know, quite a bit fewer tries. Or, I'm sorry, did I say 5? I meant 2. That's not sudden death. 5 tries is the lightning round, that's later. And also if we, like, time out, you know. I see how this works. There's invisible blocks here. We need him to, like, come over here and step on the invisible block so I can hit him. There we go. Sumorto? Weird name of him. Weird spin on his name that you're doing there, Lord Bowser. I don't quite get it, but whatever. Anyway, good compromise between playing more levels, which is fun, you know, and prioritizing the people who are present and active and ready to go. Come over here, dude. This guy needs to stop hanging out over there. Hang out, like, over here on the left side, because that's where all the things are. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got you. You can only add so many of the blocks. Weird that no vines grew from this one and the one on the left. Wait, did those ones not have vines so they don't respawn? You rush the boss fights? Well, you know, hey, is this one of your like you know, your special previews that you do? You can I'm sure you can iterate in time. Fuck you. There we go. Took a bit, but he eventually found his way back. There we go. There's the level.
Mario #1. Woohoo!
Hey, Shag. How's it going? Let me go ahead and hit complete. Hey, look at that. The new cleared thing. And I'll be doing complete whether or not it's a super world or not, just because that's how I trigger that there effect. I also need to hit next while that complete thing is going, so it's like seamless. Heh. Next up is Highway. This one's a few months old, but not sure if I played it. Okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a go. Meanwhile, hey, let me do another card, or the first card, which is, hey. Oh fuck, I forgot to change this card from last time. Last time it was, I didn't think I would have time for this card. I forgot to edit it to say it otherwise. Whatever. Mario Wonder Direct for the Mario Wonder video game. Did you notice that part where during at least the US broadcast, the US YouTube version of that Direct, they said like, yes, for the Super Mario Brothers Wonder game. You know, very precise. They couldn't just say Super Mario Brothers Wonder. They had to say Super Mario Brothers game. Super Mario Brothers Wonder game, which I thought was oddly particular. Oddly particular, but funny in its own way. Here's a new level you made yesterday, 6-3 demo. Very good, Lord Bowser. Anyway, let's talk about this fucking Direct. A lot of stuff up front seemed like stuff we had already, like, worked out. You know, like, them saying, like, okay, there's these player characters. You know, all the characters are here, as you saw. Oh, this is 100% coin level, so we have to get all the coins along the way. As you saw, all the characters are here, and also, you know, the plot has to do with the Flower Kingdom, which is very cool. Which is cool and neat and new. There's an earthworm guy. That's not important. What is important is when you get to things like, yo, here's the new power-ups. The elephant is here, yes, but also there's the elephant, which I don't think anyone said or speculated that it was that the elephant did water stuff. Even though in retrospect, I guess it's kind of obvious, you know, if you think about it, like, that's one of the things that elephants do. Like Ellie the elephant, for instance, does water stuff. Probably should have considered that when we were all speculating about the elephant mode. But that's cool. Also can punch things and jump through blocks. I was kind of hoping that the elephant would be more of an Ipsy for the big Mario from Mario Maker, you know, the one that in Mario Brothers 1 makes you so you like can break blocks just by landing on them, because I just think that is really cool and fun. But I guess there's probably going to be cases where levels where if you happen to have that, you would fuck yourself over too easily, you know. But it kind of is basically that, but with a melee attack added. And, you know, that sort of thing. And the water dealy. Yeah, the new enemies are sick as well. The bubble is also cool. You can, like, shoot bubbles, and it'll bubble up enemies, and you can jump on the bubbles. That much is not... I'll say that one is, like, I think of the three, the least interesting to me. Partially because it is just... They already did the, I'm beginning to think maybe we need to go through this pipe before we go to the areas above, because we did go pretty far in the area above, and it didn't look like we were going to turn around anytime soon. And, it kind of is just a similar thing to the Bubble Yoshi, the Bubble Baby Yoshi from New U, so it's just not that unique, you know? But it is a good power-up, and I think it'll make for a good second, like, ranged projectile thing. And the final new power-up of the drill, I just think is so fucking sick. It's the thing I have been asking for in this game, in, like, any 2D platformer, since I've been thinking about it. Hello, Zlink Zalario, how you doing? which is that the drill power-up comes with a drill on your head, and when you jump into enemies, or, you know, enemies fall onto you from above, it works like the spike helmets, and it kills enemies that are above you, which I am just, like, delighted by. I have been saying for ages, like, yes, the spike helmet needs to be a full-on, proper power-up in a video game. Honestly, I'd take it in any platformer, not just a Mario one, but I'm so happy to see them, like, look to that and make it into a full thing, and also, like, the digging abilities that it has seem quite neat as well. That's right, I'm talking about Mario, the Super Mario Brothers Wonder game. That's right, that's what we're talking about right now. I think that power-up is just so damn cool, and I'm really looking forward to get my goddamn mitts on it. Beyond that, of course, the second thing they showed, of course, well, after that they showed the worlds, which all look very cool and original. I'll say this, by the way, I noticed that they said there were 7 areas, but if you look closely at the map screen, and you look at the dots that they showed the map, the like mini map screen, or like the menu, the map menu. This shows like some dots at the top, 1 dot for each world. There's 8 dots, so maybe there's actually 8 worlds, including like either a secret world or a final world. I'm not 100% sure which it'll be, but I'm betting there'll be either one or the other, in addition to the main set of them, you know? Okay, here's the on-off. A nice combination of the spin drill and the spiky helmet here in Maker. Oh yeah, that's right. You know, it also sort of combines that as well into that. Dry bone shell allows to bring a weapon into that. That is a thing you can do. Yes. They didn't do anything like the dry bone shell. I feel like they don't want to double up the power-ups because another thing that's new, that was newly announced in the Mario Brothers Wonder Direct for the Mario Brothers Wonder game, another new thing they announced is that there's the item bubble, which is basically the same thing as in World, and also new Super Mario Brothers new, the first one, where you can have an extra item in Hawk. And you can pull it out at any time, which is nice to bring back. And I think because of that, they don't want to have, like, two-tiered power-ups, such as, like, you know, having a Fire Flower and a Spike Helmet, or a Fire Flower and a Spike Helmet and a, and a Dry Bones, you know. Well, I guess you can, like, ride a Yoshi. Fuck. You can ride a Yoshi and have a Fire Flower or something, but the Yoshi is a person, so it's kind of not the same thing. Speaking of Yoshi, another thing to cover is that they did say that the Yoshis are easy mode, which I think is a little disappointing. I would have liked to play as Yoshi, you know, and have be normal experience pretty much, but I guess that makes sense. It's not like Yoshi can have, like, the flower abilities or anything like the other characters can so easily. And, you know, there's no such thing as a mini Yoshi. So, I guess I don't know what you do with Yoshi other than make them invincible. I guess I'll say that that's better than Nabnut, you know? They did one better than Nabnut this time for, like, the little kids, I guess. And playing as Yoshi would have been cooler if it wasn't easy mode. Yeah, exactly. I guess I could say is that they put together something that's fun for the kiddos this time. I guess, if kiddos are really, like, looking for easy modes. I don't know. Kiddos probably like Dark Souls and stuff, right? Like, I would underestimate I would not underestimate the skill set of little kids, you know? They're probably out there playing Elden Ring right now, a lot of them. Because, well, first off, no kid has ever given a fuck about the ESRB. And, you know, very rare is the kid that gives a fuck about the ESRB. I'll say when I was a kid, I was a little bit weird about it. Like, I remember when Melee came out and it was like, it was rated T, and I was like, I'm 12. No, that's not true. I'm 11. It was 2001. I said, like, I'm 11, man. I don't know if I can have this Smash Brothers Melee. It seems like it's rated higher than the age I am. But my mom was just like, it doesn't matter. No one cares, you know. And I'm pretty sure I had like M-rated games before I was 18. No one gives a fuck. And I bet now, since like the most like best games in the world, Nabbits? Is it Nabbits? Nabnut is Conquer. Yeah, I think I made that mistake before, haven't I? Whatever. You're right. I got the names confused. Your first M-rated game was Conquer? Actually, I think I did play Conquer when I was like 14, 15. Actually, come to think of it. Like, maybe even before I had an Xbox, you know, and got like... If not Conquer, through like illicit means, then I guess my first M-rated game would be... Perfect Dark Zero? No, wait, what was Tony Hawk's? Was Tony Hawk's Underground 2 M? I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Tony Hawk games were M-rated. You know, they did have like a bunch of jackass shit in there that is pretty M-adjacent, if not directly M. Anyway, continuing about the Super Mario Bros. Wonder game. All the areas look super cool. The enemies that they showed off look cool. Then they talked more about the wonder system and all that. You know, and about how like, oh man, basically for every proper level, there's like a wonder mode where the thing we're looking to do is like to surprise the player at every turn. And I've heard like, I saw an article basically saying like, yeah, you know, the team actually went into this game with like literally no deadline. They had no deadline for like when the game was due. They were just told to like, just work on the game and make it, you know? We don't want to hear at any point have the excuse of like, this isn't going to make launch, so we can't do it. No, work on it. Even if it takes 3 years to do this, you are going to make this cool-ass thing that you had the idea for. And, I think the results speak for themselves. The game looks sick. The game looks like it's jam-packed with so many goodies and, other such things. The wonders things that they showed look sick, you know, changing perspective, transformations, Balloon is back, the spike ball thing, playing as a Goomba, fucking cool. Thug 2 is T. Probably then Perfect Dark Zero. Probably. Unless I rented something that was M. I probably rented something that was M, actually. Quite honestly. Who locked up the Pokemon team? It takes time, yeah. They took all the good time that they could on the game, and like, yeah, I think it really is paying off. All the wonder things that they've shown look pretty damn cool, and I'm looking forward to like digging in. Fuck, that we were pretty damn far too in there. Digging in and finding like even more things, you know, finding out about even more things in that world and that finding even more stuff to discover. I'm sort of like struggling to put it into words smoothly tonight, I guess. Whatever. It looks sick. It looks sick, it does. Yeah. I especially like the one where... here's what I'm wondering right now. Right this second. Right this second about the Super Mario Bros. Wonder video game. I'm wondering if there's only one level where you become a balloon. If there's only one level where you become a spike ball or a Goomba. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like limited to like 1 or 2 instances for like some of those bespoke ideas. Despite them being like pretty fucking elaborate, you know, in and of themselves, which I think is just impressive as all hell, you know? Like, goddamn, you got something cool here, and you're just willing to have these be like surprising one-offs. I hope that's the case. I hope that's what they're doing. And if I only see that balloon thing once, I'd be like so fucking tickled pink about that. Though also it'd be cool if, like, you know, eventually, you know, they could do what Mario Odyssey, maybe this is a reach, but they could do what Mario Odyssey does and just, like, put in additional Wonder Seeds into each level and just, like, reuse a bunch and recycle a bit at that point to, like, get even more content out of, like, all the areas of the game. I would bet against that, though. That seems like a reach. That seems like... That's like, so far into wishful thinking. Anyway, besides, like, the map stuff that they showed, which, by the way, hey, it's, like, semi-open in nature. You can, like, go to... There's places where you can, like, wander openly, and other places where you follow, like, a set path. I think that like, balance, that compromise is pretty cool. You have areas where you do one or the other. That's rad. What is also rad is that there's areas where... Actually, that's not quite right. Let me reframe my thing. Since this level's relatively wrong, when the timer wants down, you don't have to do all the lives. Don't worry, we'll manage. We always manage.
Oh, no.
We do always manage. Don't worry about it, dude. We don't have that many levels in the queue, which, by the way, hey, always be sure to submit your levels to the queue. Anyway, I should talk about the next thing that they announced at the Mario Wonder Direct. There's so much. I'll say Highway. There was so much in this goddamn Direct. We absolutely can take all the time we want on this level and still probably not be done with the Super Mario Brothers Wonder game talk. They showed off badges, which are really fucking cool. One thing we were wondering watching the original trailer is there was a part where Mario was doing like a Dixie Kong hover, and we were wondering like, what's the deal with that? And it turns out it's an equipable badge. A little bit similar to like Ukulele's 2D platformer, except a lot more cooler, I think, and a lot more like, you know, trade-offs, right? In Ukulele, once you got the Dixie Kong hover, because you had like multiple slots and shit, you just never unequip that shit. But in this game, there's gonna be like cases where you switch it around, where something else will be better. And the abilities that they've shown off look pretty fucking sick. There's of course the Dixie Kong hover. That's one of them. That's probably gonna be like the go-to, I feel like. There's also one that makes it so that you kick in the water, so you can swim through water levels faster. Fuck. I don't see how you don't use that one all the time. That one feels like it'll be used all the time in like practically every water level, unless there's another water ability that is, you know, just as good, let's say, which, hey, maybe there will be. Maybe there will be. There's a bunch of badges they haven't shown. I wouldn't be surprised if there was another water-related one. Other ones include, like, having a wall jump that's, like, more vertical in nature, so instead of jumping away from the wall, like that, you'll jump up vertically. I shouldn't have done that in a place where I would die if I did a wall jump. Should have done it in a safe section. Oh well, no matter. Anyway, you can, like, do like a vertical wall jump, which seems like it can be pretty handy for platforming purposes in like certain cases where you don't have like two walls to jump off. You know, you can scale some shit. There's also like a fucking grapple hook where you can like tether. You can like shoot out a little grappling hook and like immediately whip to the wall that's like a good distance away from you, which seems like so sick. There's also other ones like getting coins, like coin gravitation. Looks like there was one for like killing enemies gets you more coins or something. Some of those you're probably never gonna do. Like, who really needs coins in a Mario game? You probably want an ability that's an active ability of some sort, but I'm pretty pumped about those. And just looking at them, I just feel like, oh, you know, I feel like this is the kind of thing that, seeing it, a bunch of people are gonna see this and go like, Oh my god, that's brilliant. I feel like this is gonna be like inspirational for the platformers of the next 20 years, right? Just like, oh, a badge system that like modifies your character in like meaningful ways, and you know, each of them has their strengths and weaknesses, and they're better and worse on certain levels. Like, that is pretty damn cool, actually, the way that that all works. I am so fucking sick. I'm so fucking stoked. I'm not sick. I'm so fucking stoked to see like more of those and to really put them through their paces and just do a lot of trying stuff out. I've also heard there were some hands-on from like Gamescom coming out after the Direct, which I will say I heard rumors about those hands-on sessions. Apparently, some of the influencers were being very obvious that they had played Mario Wonder, the Mario Brothers Wonder video game. But apparently during those sessions, it seems like they got like more details about like how time trials work. Apparently there is like a time trial mode you can do, so you know, I expect to do a lot of messing around with that, and it'll probably be fun to like try out different loadouts and stuff for like you know, each level and try to figure out like which one is does the best, you know. That'll be super fun, super good. I also like how all these like badges add like extra features on that like you know, aren't tied to a power-up necessarily, so you'll be able to rely on them, and you'll be able to like you know, you'll be able to like use them extensively whenever they're in play. Are we good right now? Can we... Fuck!
Oh, no.
Can we go to the next area? We can't if we die. They have embraced speedrunning, you think? Yeah. And I'll say it's time to talk about the last... Let's talk about the last part that they revealed at this, I know I'm skipping over enemies and, like, specific levels that they showed. Suffice to say, all those specific enemies and levels that they showed looked sweet, and also there were, like, dozens of enemies that they showed but didn't name or didn't, like, go into detail about. Which, man, fucking wonderful. That's the name of the game. We should talk about the multiplayer, which it did get out before the Direct in like a tweet. Like Nintendo Europe was like saying that, you know, oh yeah, you can enjoy the co-op in local co-op this time, which people sort of got all groany about originally because, you know, in like the new U for Deluxe and this game, there was online co-op. And people got a little pissy going like, oh my god, to step back. And they had an answer for those people, which is that like, nah, fuck the local co-op. Fuck the fucking local co-op. We got a new thing for like asynchronous play. We got a new thing. It's called just like... Basically, what happens is fuck.
Oh, no.
We're on our last try, folks. Hello, Ida, how you doing? They got a new thing, which is that other players show up as ghosts now if you're playing in online mode, and you can sort of interact with them a little bit. Like in the online, like in co-op, if your ghost touches another player who is like, you know, just another player playing in the world, you will revive. I don't know if I like that so much, and also the same is true if you touch like one of their standees, which are like things that players can like set down, and it sort of works like Death Stranding, where it'll like give them points for every person they help, you know? The new UE and new U's co-op often involve team deaths, yeah, totally. Too chaotic, I think. Distracts from the core like flow of a really good 2D platformer level, I feel like. Anyway, the new thing is like asynchronous stuff. Fuck! There we go, we lost all our lives. And they have it set up so that when you touch a ghost, you touch a standee, you come back to life. And there's like a Death Stranding thing. I think a lot of people said when they saw that, you know, those who are familiar with Death Stranding, like, oh shit, they made Mario into a Strand game, the genre that, like, Kojima coined, like, 8 years ago, where people will put down, like, things that help other players, and they will get, like, kudos for it as players use their bridges or their standees or whatever the fuck. And, goddamn, that's weird, and I think it's cool, but also, I kind of like being able to die in a Mario game, you know? Like, that is part of the fun, is that you die and you have to try over, and you have to, like, keep on going until you get, like, a really good, clean run. You know, that's, like, the idea for me. I don't know if I want to play with, like, infinite lives. That said, it does sound cool to set down a standee and see who uses it, you know? Like, that much sounds pretty damn cool. There's also, like, you can set up a room and you can do, like, races and stuff. Thank you for the level highway. Couldn't do it. We'll go on to the next one. Again, of course, everyone can resubmit a level as much as they please. You can set up, like, races and, like, have it be that we're all ghosts going through the same level at the same time. And it says some levels, so it might be a limit. There might be some limits on some levels that aren't eligible. I'm not clear on that. But I'll say I think, like, doing asynchronous races sounds like much more up my alley than just, like, a bunch of fuckers being in the same space, you know? You just love how the standees look. They do look neat, I think, the standees. I'm conflicted about them, you know? I don't want to make the game too easy, honestly, because I do value a little bit of difficulty, you know? A reasonable amount of difficulty. But also, I think it's a pretty cool thing that they've done with that. And yeah, like, 100% racing friends is a lot more up my alley than like getting a chaotic foursome together. A chaotic foursome, Jesus. Getting a chaotic 4 people together to do like chaos together and throw each other off cliffs and all that shit. That's, I think it distracts from the beautiful design purity of Mario for me. You know, I like a finely honed Mario level. I want to play it like that. You know, I don't necessarily want to turn it into a fucking chaotic clown show, you know? I wish that if you played with friends, they... Yes, yes? Oh. Shit, fuck. 1 second. Something's gone wrong with chat real fast. Let me just do something with my, There we go. There's some weird scroll stuff sometimes with OBS's chats when there's a bunch of, like, of those funny labels that they do. The chat gets all fucked up. They wouldn't be transparent. I'm fine with them being transparent. I think that's sort of like, it's sort of, to me, like, what am I doing? Going, that's what I'm doing. It's sort of me like, it's sort of me like, what's that game called with the Trackmania? It's kind of Trackmania in nature, which I think is a good way to go about that. I almost wish that, those ghosts were just, like, almost... I kind of just like it to see, like, just friend ghosts, right? And also, only those... And not necessarily be in a room with friends. Just, like, see all my friends at once. I think that would be cool, you know? Maybe if I just could do it with friends. If it was just with friends, and not just, like, anyone, you know? And it was, like, a treat and a surprise to see a ghost the same level and have the opportunity to, like, come back to life as such. Or if, like,
Oh, no.
I could only be helped out with friends. Ones. That'd be nice. We don't have Fire Bros. That's true. We don't have Fire Bros in the world theme. That is a true statement. I'm fine with it. Hey, I'm not that bothered. Anyway, that about covers the Mario World, or I'm sorry, Super Mario Wonder game conversation, you know? Everything I have to say about, everything I have to say about it. And, you know, pretty much everything they announced. I'll say I've been rewatching that trailer a good deal, that direct, because it's just so fucking sick and all. And just going like, hell fucking yes, hell fucking yes. I'll say like, I'm looking at this and going like, man, I feel like I'm looking at the best 2D Mario they've ever made. You know, obviously, like, Maker is sort of a different thing, it's sort of a spin-off, but I feel like what I'm looking at is, like, the pinnacle of 2D Mario. Like, not just the most ambitious thing since World and 3, but the best 2D Mario of all time. Something that, like, rivals Odyssey for best Mario of all time. You know, and honestly, I'm looking at that going like, god damn, I feel like I could love this more than Tears of the Kingdom, potentially. Like, this could be right up there for Game of the Year. And, Tears of the Kingdom was, like, so extremely good. Like, it is, a little inconceivable to imagine that there'd be another game that, like, challenges it for, like, for its supremacy, but I feel like this is right up there. Pikmin 4 is probably like number 3 behind these two. Probably will be number 3 overall, I would imagine. Unless some game were to come out and surprise me, I'll say. Very, very clearly, Starfield is not that game. I'll talk about that later. Thank you for the level. Get up the next one. It's by Zelink Zelario. Go ahead and confirm, Zelink. You know what to do. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. No, no, no. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. That was a misclick. That was a misclick. Jeez, I hope that didn't go through. I think that's the only time in the last year and a half that that's ever happened. Sorry if anything bad happens, Bowser. Take on some Super World action? Hell yeah. Anyway, that'll do it for the Super Mario Brothers Wonder game talk. We will now, you know, focus a little more perhaps on playing this game here, the Super Mario Maker 2 game. And also other cards, which, hey, I have a bunch here. Did you see that Proto Conquer was a thing? This was posted onto, like, X, I believe. But, Conker's himself, Chris Seavor, posted an image of, like, a prototype Conker, which kind of looks like the guy what was from, what was that called? The Cats show? The show with cats, the Battle Cats, the War Cats, Thundercats, something like that. Kind of looks like the guy Scarf or whatever. Or Scarf, or I don't know what his name is. I never saw that show. Sort of missed me entirely, but pretty weird look. Apparently also had like clogs, according to Chris Seavor. Weird thing. Glad they figured out the actual Conker design. I think the Conker design that they ended up with is a goddamn classic. Let's play the Super World. We could probably do another card. That really isn't that much to talk about. Just like, hey, isn't that neat? There's also was a Six Flags Over Texas Log Flume revamp that I kind of want to touch on because I totally called it 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I went to Six Flags. I went to over Texas for a little bit of a fun day. I was on PTO, I was on vacation, and I went for a day. And during that time, I tried to go on their Log Flume, and it was like fucking closed down. It was fucking no one there. Just like, it had the look of an abandoned building with paths that were overgrown and just like covered in moss and ivy, and just no one there. And it wasn't like locked off or anything, so I was just like, what the fuck? But, given that it is a very... And, like, I said to a guy at the park that day, like, they gotta do something about that fucking log flume. Because in a park that is very, like, space constrained, it is taking up a lot of space. And the guy said, you know, he said, like, well, they're not gonna do shit because it's the first log flume that was ever created ever. So it sort of has a historical value as the first log flume that ever existed. So, I guess we were both right because they are, like, claiming they're doing, like, a revamp, not, like, a replacement. Where they're taking the existing log flume and they're, like, combining with another log flume that actually was apparently take up the same space. And, they're renaming it and making it, like, extra long now. And, sure, that seems like a good thing to do. Like I said, I think that log flume was kind of wasted space as it was, and I know this isn't, like, the most concerning to most people. I just want to say again, I fucking called it. I fucking said that. You can probably go back and review that VOD and find me saying, like, I tried to get on that log flume, and, yeah, it was, like, super close. They probably should do something better with that space, considering. And, it looks like that's what they're doing for next year. Seems like a lot of Six Flags had, like, announcements this week, as far as things they're doing, and, people are more pumped about them than, like, other such things that they have announced. Thank you for the level, thank you for the super world. I'm gonna hit cleared, I'm gonna hit next. Ida, you are up. Again, of course, you can always resubmit a level, resubmit a code, and I will play it when you come back up. You know how it do. Anyway, that there, and Ida did already do a thing, so very good. Fantastic, Zilink. Just what I wanted. People are pretty pumped. They think pretty much every Six Flags park is getting some sort of something. You know, obviously, like, a log flume isn't, like, the most exciting thing in the world, but whatever, man. That park has not gotten that much in the last 5 years. Six Flags Over Texas, so if, like, you know, if Six Flags Over Texas gets, like, something new every year from here on out, I think that'd be pretty cool. I think I'd be into that as my local park that I can just go to at any time that I feel like it, you know? Convenient and all. Let's talk about something else. Did you hear about breaking news on Max, the one to watch for HBO? Is that joke played out? Max, the one to watch for HBO? They only probably said that, like, once, back when they were doing the transition over to just being called Max, which I will say, I still sometimes confuse with Mac, the operating system, Macintosh. When someone is talking about Macs, I sometimes think, like, what, Mac computers? Like, the plural of Mac? Multiple Macintoshes, and just go like, oh, the streaming service, right, shit. Anyway, apparently they were thinking about, like, they said they were thinking about putting, like, breaking news over, like, videos and stuff that people are watching. Which seems like an incredibly bad idea. Seems like an incredibly bad idea, and I sure hope they think better of it, because, you know, look, no one wants to be watching, like, no one wants to be watching My Cousin Vinny, right? And see a news report for, like, Trump wins election. You know, or whatever the fuck will be happening in the next 2 years, God forbid. No one wants to hear about that shit while they're watching, like, a perfectly good, you know, movie. You know? They're trying to escape from that shit. Anyway, I gotta imagine, like, jokes aside, horribleness of the idea aside, I bet you that before that were to go live, they would at very least make it an option. You know, they would very much make it an option. And if anyone wants to justify it by saying, like, well, maybe it'll just be for emergencies, you already have phones that do that sort of thing. Like red alerts, amber alerts, blue alerts, whatever the fuck alerts. Those things are already on your phones, and they are already annoying. So we don't need additional breaking news things, you know? Thank you for the level. incomplete, and I'm hitting next. Squink! Just said GG is here. Very good. I saw a trailer for the Golden Kamuy live action movie. Golden Kamuy is a very good like shonen anime series about sort of like it's sort of set in like the 1920s or so, 1930s, sort of pre World War II, post like World War One, I guess, or whenever there was like conflict between Russia and Japan the first time. And it's set in Hokkaido, which is sort of being like colonialized at the time, sort of like integrated into Japan proper. And it has to do with like a big old violent gold hunt where a bunch of armed, dangerous factions are running around Japan with guns, trying to figure out like where the gold is hidden. They have to track down like a whole bunch of escaped convicts who have like tattoos on them. It's a whole thing, and it's very cool, and like has a whole bunch of cool ass dudes, convicts or otherwise, all doing stuff and shit. And also you learn a little bit about the Ainu, the native people of Hokkaido, and their culture, as well as some, you know, in the latest couple of seasons, you also learn a bit about like the Russian people who live on like the Siberian Peninsula? I don't know. Siberian Peninsula is like the other side, right? Who live like in that area, like the just north of Japan, you know, just north of Hokkaido, the people who live there in that chunk, which, you know, is kind of closer to Japan than it is to the rest of Russia, if you think about it. You know, naturally it would have like cultural ties there. Have we done the Super World, Squink? Have we done our Super World? Looks like we haven't, so let's do that. That's really my pick. Anyway, there's now a live-action movie apparently in the works, and you know it's made in Japan. It's a Japanese movie. It's not like one of those direct to fucking Netflix piece of shit things that they put together and always look so cringe. This looks really good. The live-action Golden Kamuy movie, like the production values look great. All the costumes look amazing. They look like really accurate to the show. What the fuck? Down, left, right, up? What? Huh? What? I don't get it. Check title. Okay. Use the Konami code. I don't remember that off the top of my head. It's like up, down, left, right, something or other. Up. No, up, I guess. Up, down, down. Left, right, something like that. I've not had that many instances in my life where I need to enter in the Konami code, I'll admit. Famous or not. Anyway, that looks so sick, and I hope that it's good, and maybe it'll come to theaters or something. I don't know. I kind of have my doubts, considering, like, you know, it's a live-action Japanese movie about that's about an anime. But hey, it might, or it might go direct to streaming. That's fine too. That'd be fine too. That'd be fun. BABA. I guess got lucky on that. I have no idea. I have no idea about the A's or the B's in the Konami code. Nice. Nice, Squink. I'm gonna hit complete and timer and next. I hope I didn't skip one accidentally. Shit, I did. Sorry, I double-clicked there. I should set it up. I set it up so it ignores a second input. I probably can do that on my Stream Deck. Let me, crap, how do I fix this? I'll just play Lord Bowser's first, and then we'll play Zolink Zolorio's. I'm just gonna go to a mini while we're doing Bowser's, because it's not gonna be quite accurate. Bowser, you can also resubmit. That's fine as well. you know, anyone at any time can resubmit, so long as there's not is the one in the queue. Everyone good? Everyone understand what we're doing? Good, okay. Zinxalorio's on board, so perfect. I see the code in chat, so I'll just punch it in based on that. Another card. Did you hear about Volition? Yeah, Volition closed. Volition is closing, going, you know, away. Kind of sad. Gotta say, you know, I'm not super surprised about that. Seemed like Saints Row was not very well received. It seemed like people didn't really like that new Saints Row that they did. And from everything I saw, it looked pretty junky, looked pretty trashy. Nothing they've done recently has been much good at all, and, you know, hey, what are you gonna do? That's sort of my biggest reaction to the news, which is like, you know, what are you gonna do? You know, they just hadn't had a hit in a while, and, there you fucking go. I heard that apparently they did do, like, another game. No, actually, it wasn't them. It was... Apparently, Gearbox also had layoffs, and Gearbox put out a game relatively recently that people apparently say sold well. I have not heard of Remnant or Remnant 2, so I can't speak to that. But, you know, hey, it sucks for the people who are getting laid off, who are you know, find themselves without careers now for the time being. But, you know, goddamn, man, it's just... What are you gonna do, man? That's it. There just hadn't been a hit at that studio for, like, the last 10 years. You know? It happens. I will say I loved a lot of Volition games in the past, you know. Loved Saints Row, the 3rd and the 4th too. Is that it? Is that it? So it's just Saints Row the 3rd and the 4th? Kinda. Kinda just those two. I guess it's just those two. But still, those two are hell of good games. They are excellent games, and, you know, I will miss them. And I guess I hope that they all land on their feet. They all find something new. I don't know, though. You know, and when you have a studio in, like, a place where there's not any other studios, you gotta worry for them, you know? You gotta think, like, what's gonna happen there? Is there another studio that they can go get hired at? Maybe not. What are you gonna do? Happens, you know? Damn it. I'm on another card. I started Starfield. Speaking of things that, you know, you can't help and just happen. Decided the other day to go in on the early access to Starfield. You know, spend the $30 in addition to, you know, the Game Pass that I have that gives me access to it. Or that would have given me access to it naturally, like next, I would have gotten access to it, like, next, Tuesday. Anyhow. And I'll say it was nice of them unlocking it at, like, they unlocked it at, like, 7 p.m., which made it, like, perfectly timed to do a stream, which I did do yesterday. I streamed, like, the first 5 hours or so of that game, my time with it, and I'll say, well, I don't know if I'd recommend it. Apparently I'm, like, one of the more negative voices on it so far. Seems like it's averaging an 85 on Metacritic. I feel like that is way too high. Like, I feel like this game is tops a 4 out of 5. Maybe part of that is that I operate on a 5-point scale. You know, I don't operate in the... I don't use a 9, I don't use a 7. I would say this is somewhere between...
Oh, no!
This is somewhere between... I would say Starfield is somewhere between a 3 and a 4. and I would have to find some real magical quests for it to justify a 4. Some quests that are like interesting and good and don't suck. They have to not suck is important. And I did find one quest during that that video that was pretty cool, but unfortunately towards the end it started to suck. It gave me an objective that was like, go find go get me 100 iron, 100 lithium, 100 lead, and 10 pieces of glue, 10 sealants. And you know, just like, oh my god, that's... Could you give me like a worse objective? Right? Like, what the fuck? I have to just wander around the fucking open world and find and like mine and shit? The fuck? What the hell kind of objective is this to just like lay on you? Right? Anyway. I will say I think that game is very messy. I hear a lot of people, even those who are positive on it, like struggling to say things that are nice. You know, because the game has so many fucking rough edges. It's very easy to just say things like, well, there's no maps on, like, when you're on a planet, there's, like, no map of, like, the local area that, like, shows you what the fuck is going on there. So you sort of have to, like... So it's kind of hard to find your way around planets. You know? And it's very easy to say, like, that's a bad thing, you know? And I'll say exactly that. It is a very bad thing that there's no, It is a very bad thing, you know? But, I hear a lot of people saying, like, oh, it's weird that it works like this, or it's weird that it works like this. I think that they should just, like, be honest and be fair and say, like, it's not weird that it works like that. It's bad that it works like that. There's a distinction. There's a distinction between being weird and being bad. Weird is like having a confusing menu. Bad is like, oh, the map screen is just like a big mess of like white dots. And there's no like, it's not like a satellite picture. It's like, I don't even know what it's like. It's like just terrain. Just like white dots sort of vaguely representing like hills and stuff. It doesn't even tell you where the fucking water is, for Christ's sake. Like, what the fuck? How do you screw up that badly? It's just... It has so many rough edges. I will say, though, it is a very pretty game. I think the gunplay is alright. And, while the writing did piss me off a couple times, just like characters being, like, weirdly aggro and just telling me their whole life story when I just want to, like... I just want to buy things from you, dude. I don't need to know who's leaning on you. In fact, I chose the gangster background, so I don't know why I don't have the choice to say, like, well, I can help you out, but I'm gonna need a piece of your enterprise, you know? I don't know why I don't have that option. That is the gangster thing to do in this situation. Not to say something like, oh, I can help you out, buddy. I could go get those guys off your back. Oh, they're trying to make you pay protection money? Oh, that's wrong. Like, man, I'm a gangster. I believe in that shit. That's my bread and butter. Or at least it should be. That should be. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep playing. Maybe I'll figure out how I can actually, like, join up with a gangster sect and, like, actually do some gangster business. You know, do some shakedowns and stuff. That's what I want to do if I'm picking the gangster class. I want to do shakedowns. I want to be a big tough guy. Bleh. Anyway, kinda lukewarm on it is about as hot as it gets. And I will say there was one mission that was like mildly interesting, which almost makes it feel like more of a 4, but even that sort of fell short in like the design of the mission. There was so much traipsing between point A and point B, and point A and point B, and point A and point B, and then like, oh, do like a resource gathering quest as a part of this before you can actually finish. And I said, fuck that, and was just like out of there. Thank you for the level, Bowser. Now we have this level here, which I accidentally got up earlier. I'm gonna do it now. Bowser, you're free to put in another one, by the way. Anyway, Starfield, maybe I'll spend more time with it and get more positive on it, but it's just so rough right now. And I'll also say I really hate the space combat.
the space combat, shit. It's terrible. I think that they really shat the bed on the space combat in Starfield. I wish it would... I would rather they not have done space combat at all, is my impression here. And I'll also say one more thing about that. I'll say that I think that Outer Worlds is just vastly superior. And just like, it's more focused, it's more polished, it's streamlined, it's not really that weird. I'll say, the things that some people say about Outer Worlds can be true. Like, okay, yeah, some of the missions get a little... Some of the, like, politics and, like, moral choices get a little one note, I suppose, but also... everything in Outer Worlds is the good shit, you know? Whereas, like, in Starfield, you'll have to, like, do a whole bunch of, like, mediocre bullshit in order to find anything good, which I think is just boring. And, you know, I don't know I have that kind of time where I can just, like, spend 100 hours on a game looking for the good shit, you know? I just need... I think, like, more like Outer Worlds is more my speed, where there's just, like, 20 hours of content, or, like, 40 hours of content, and all of it is the good shit. And, you know, maybe, like, you can't find, like, a 50th hour, right? Like, you know... There's not, like, infinite content to find beyond what's obvious, but everything that's there is good. I will absolutely stand by Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds is a game that when I played it, I realized, like, oh shit, I actually can enjoy this sort of, like, I can still enjoy this kind of, like, open world game. It just has to be really well designed, you know, and, like, well written, and, have a lot of, like, have a lot of nuance to it. And some cool flavor as well really helps. I will say of Starfield, let me say one more thing. I'll say that it is massive, there's a lot of stuff to it, and I do appreciate that, like, they made it so that there were a whole bunch of different city sections. You know, city sectors, whatever the fuck. And those cities do seem cool, and it seems like there's just a fuck ton of them. So it doesn't quite have the Fallout 4 problem of just like, yeah, there's just like one major city and that's it. You know, and that major city is nice, but outside of that, the game is just barren. You know, there's like multiple major cities. It's not like the game is barren, but also the world is massive and most of it, let's face it, most of it is barren. If we're being honest, most of it is just like proc gen. Here's a factory, a ship, there's some guys in it, you can shoot them if you want. It's hard to get a hold of med packs because it's hard to find someone who fucking sells them. And, inventory encumbrance is a huge problem. It's like a huge, like, shitty hang-up. Ugh. I am regretting going in on that $30 to get early access, I'll say. I don't even know if I'll play it that much this weekend. I have some other plans that might take a lot of the time I would otherwise spend on, that game. Which I'll talk about in a bit. But, whatever, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Apparently it seems like some people are enjoying it. I just think that, like, the more that I play, the more that I sympathize with, like, the 7 out of 5, the 7 out of 10 review and say, like, yeah, that's about right. I don't do, I only do, like, out of 5, I only do a 5-point scale, so for me, it either has to be a 3 or a 4. But it's, like, between those two. There's, like, something there, but it's just, like, so rough around the edges that it's just, like, ugh. It's just so rough around the edges, and a lot of it is just, like, so plain and monotonous, and, like, just gives the impression of a game that does not respect your time, does not have much in the way of, like, interface or whatever. There's a bunch of, like, what's that? There's so much going on this weekend for Switch. Splatoon Big Run, Mewtwo raids. I haven't heard about either of those things.
I guess I'm not really a big, like, I don't, like, collect all the Pokemon as they've been putting them out. I haven't played that game since I really liked Scarlet a lot, but I haven't played it since I finished it. You know? Confused why there were 2 Goombas there. Well, that's cool. Hello, King Luigi, how you doing? Anyway, let's move on about Starfield. Suffice to say, bleh. I'm really not sure about it. It could be fine. It could be a 4 out of 5 if it turns out a lot of its content is like really compelling. It could be as high as a 4 out of 5. Right now, I'm just mostly just dealing with its rough edges and yeah, rough. I'm doing all right. Hey, it's the weekend. Can't complain. I've also been playing Armored Core 6. Bought it over the weekend, last weekend, and been playing it a little bit at a time. You know, I'll say, like, Armored Core 6 has been really good insofar as, like, all the missions are, like, really nice and short. You know? It's like, they're all really nice and short, snappy little missions. Where you just, like, take your mech, you go out on a mission, you shoot some guys, and then it's done and you come back. You know, even like the big ones where it's like, okay, there's like a big fuck-off walker here, is not that long in the grand in the grand scheme of things. Playing some New Mario Brothers U, that's nice. Even the longest missions are not that long in the grand scheme of things. I will say some of the boss fights are pretty challenging, and I've gotten to one that's on the end of a like chapter 1 mission. The Great Wall that I'm having trouble with right now. But I'm sure once I spend some time and, like, maybe optimize my loadout a bit, I can get past it. I need to, like, maybe do some grinding or something so that I can, like, afford better equipment so I can have more choice, and then maybe spec out my mech in different ways to try different approaches for bosses when I get stuck or something, right? That's probably the way to do it. Super Mario Maker was the only game you played the most because you enjoyed the game. You've already made so many players quit in the play together mode. Not really a fan of the together mode, but that makes sense. Hey, you know, that's chaos, you know? Anyway, I'm really impressed with Armored Core 6. I've never played an Armored Core game before. I thought they were I kind of got the impression that they were slow and like cumbersome, like very technical games. And it turns out Armored Core 6 at least is a fast and snappy game where you're like constantly jetting around and you're like jetting around, boosting, jumping up and doing like massive jumps. I got these like reverse legs that just can jump off the ground really, really fast and do like some so long as you're on the ground, you can jump super high and like dash really far, which is a pretty cool thing to do. I want to play more of that game. I'm definitely thinking it's like one of my top 10 of the year, you know, so long as I can find the time to get farther in on it. And I'll say like Starfield. I'll say of Starfield, I hope that I play enough games that it's not part of my top 10. You know, I hope I play, I hope to God, I hope the high hill that by the end of the year, I have played 10 games that are better than Starfield because I do not want it on my fucking list. That's a feeling I get sometimes when I play a game that's really mediocre to mid, that's really mid. It's like, this is okay, but it should not be on the top 10. I do not want it there. I want the top 10 to be all bangers. This, not a banger. Armored Core, though, is a banger. Definitely a banger. Armored Core 6. I would recommend checking it out. It's fun. The boss fights are hard, though. That's, like, the only thing I'm, like... The only thing, like, holds me up, right? That they maybe went a little intense on the boss fights. Maybe I should be, like, thinking about it more. Figure out how to approach it. Whatever. I bet I can manage. How about another card while we're working through this? Doing boat stuff this weekend. I mentioned earlier that I had some plans this weekend, and that is that. My brother-in-law recently became a brother-in-law,
of mine, my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, is a member of a boat club, apparently. A boat rental club or something. Hello, Kill Will, how you doing? Whoa, hey. Would advise not posting... Okay, good, I was wondering what that was. A URL to another streamer. I'm okay with links, but ask first is the thing. Boat stuff, boat stuff. Apparently, brother-in-law just joined like a boat rental place, a boat rental club, and has a slot to go out on a local lake here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I don't know which lake, don't ask me. Probably the one that's like closest to McKinney, / Irving, / whatever. You know, the places where we live in North DFW. But anyway, we're gonna do like a boat thing. Apparently we're showing up in like the afternoon, me and my parents and probably other people as well. You know, other family members and such. And we're gonna make a whole day out of it. Go out on a boat. I don't know what happens next. I feel like for my point of reference here is just like, yeah, I've seen Sopranos. I know you get on a boat, you hang out, you talk about stuff. Sometimes people get whacked out on boats. I don't think that's gonna happen here. You know, where none of us are made men, nor are we, you know, criminals of that sort who would whack a fella, you know. But I am thinking like, yeah, it'd be funny if it was called the Stugotz, you know, like the boat in Sopranos, you know, Tony's boat. I don't know. I feel like a boat is a weird hobby to have, but you know, hey, whatever. I'm sure it'll be a nice afternoon, hanging out and like chatting and looking around at water. I'll say like his wedding, you know, their wedding, my sister's wedding, was on a lake. And I did think it was very nice to look out at that lake and go like, oh damn, look at all that water. You know what I mean? Just like, oh wow. Look, it's like water as far as the eye can see. Isn't that something? It's nice to look at water. Anyway, that's my plans for the weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what you'd bring to a boat, like boat hangout sesh. Do I bring my Switch? I don't know. I could, I guess. I don't want to get wet, but you know what? When you're on a boat, unless you're going overboard, you're probably not getting wet, are you? I probably don't have to worry about that so much, honestly. Could bring my Switch though, whatever. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Just like sit and talk and chat? Talk to my sister about Pikmin, I guess. I'm curious. My sister says that that her husband has been playing Breath of the Wild. He never played Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, neither of them. And I'm curious how that's gone. Curious if he's finished yet. Splashing and humidity will happen. Wouldn't bring it on a boat. Oh, I guess, yeah. That makes sense. Okay, you're probably right about that. I guess it depends on, like, how big the boat is. I don't have any conception, right? I'm picturing the boat in Sopranos where there's, like, an inside area where we can all, like, sit down and listen to music and, you know, do a thing. Bringing their Switch might be overboard. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, don't bring my Switch. Okay. I guess part of me, there's like an instinct of like, oh, what if I could show off my level? Got my nice level, it's a work in progress. That's probably not good, actually. You know, neither my sister nor brother-in-law, neither of them are like, big platformer heads. I don't know that they would really be, you you know, they would really have much to say about a platformer level. Honestly, I don't even know if my sister's really interested in Wonder. That said, she did, like, play through all of, you know, Pikmin 3, which, I wasn't sure about that either. I wasn't sure if she was into the Pikmin. But, yeah, no, she's into the Pikmin. Loves it. Really enjoyed the hell out of that game as well. We talked about it, like, last time I saw her. Lovely, lovely game, Pikmin 4. Anyway, should be fun. Should be a nice outing. I need to make sure that the VOD... I probably should make sure that the VOD for this stream and yesterday's stream are ready to go before I, like, go out to that. Considering, you know, for, like, YouTube archive and such. That was the second one, right? I didn't miss one or something. Feel like we can do this. We got a couple tries left. Let's go. Man, that's tough. It is 7:41. I'll say lightning round starts at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock sharp. That's when we'll start the lightning round. Or, you know, after the level that's at 8. Whatever level is finishing up at 8. Fuck. So close here. We're so close. Want to do this now. Do you have Nintendo 64 on your Switch? I do. I do have Nintendo 64 on my Switch. I played through many of the games that they've released. The ones that are, you know, playthroughable, I guess. Some of them are just like multiplayer games, you know, you're not really gonna play through those quite. Yeah. So close. Thank you for the level. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next one. Next one up is Ida. Ida, go ahead and confirm. Ida. Y'all have been pretty prompt on the confirmations today, so haven't had to. There you go. I haven't had to actually at someone. You can't play without a membership? Yeah, you need to get a membership. I would recommend it. I think they're worth it. They are worth it. Thanks for putting that back in there. Maybe we'll find a easier one to do next time, you know. Do another card. Talk about what's on it. Resumed watching Flying Witch. Flying Witch is a sort of a slice of life anime about a witch who just lives in a rural town and is learning to be a witch, basically. Sort of a chill, you know, mellow show. It's an anime, and one that I have been like having in my back of my queue for like the last like 2 years. And I have started rewatching it, watching like a couple episodes last week even. You know, using it as a last show of the night because it's like so chill, so nothing. It is the kind of show where I can watch it, relax, enjoy it, and then say like at the end, okay, I'm good, it's time to go to sleep. You know, it's not gonna have any like sort of cliffhanger that makes me go like, oh, I need to watch another episode or another 2 episodes, like some other shows that exist do. A few bugs exist, like in the thing. I feel like they've been improving those bugs, Zolario. I don't know though. Maybe there's still some that exist. Wow, that was a fast one, Ida. Whatever. We'll come back around to that in time. I'm sure. You know how to do. Cleared. Next up is King Luigi, who is here. Yeah, it's nice to be able to play the Mario Party games on Switch. What was I saying? Right, so I'll say like this show, Flying Witch is like mellow to an extreme. Like I would say it's almost too mellow, but I don't know. It's fun to watch as like a last of the night thing, and also it's good to get that off my plate after being on there for 2 years. Hopefully I can finish it relatively soon and either give it a 3 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5 based on how I'm feeling. What the hell? Thought that was... Oh, this order is screwed up. My card order is screwed up a little bit. How many ACs should a house have? I have been thinking about this as another streamer that I know recently got a new house, and apparently his like basement setup where he is streaming doesn't have any AC. Now, I know that my parents have a lot of ACs. They have a big house. They have like 3 different AC units in it. And I think my sister was talking about like maybe needing another one. I think she recently got a house. Her and her husband did like most of a year ago now. I guess actually it might have been an entire year ago at this point. It was like last October or so. Jeez, time flies. I definitely have been thinking like you probably should have every room in the house be covered by AC. I guess that's also me as a Texan speaking. You know, like, yes, as a Texan, it is fucking hot out here. The streamer in question I'm thinking of is in Milwaukee, Massachusetts. What's it called up there? Hey, Can the Man. I remember your name. I don't know that it was last stream. I think it was multiple streams ago, but yes. I remember the name. How you doing? What's going on here? Thank you for the follow, Can the Man. I appreciate it. Thumbs up, hell yeah. Very good. What was I saying? Anyway, probably should have more than one. That's kind of what I had to get at. I think it is right and cool to have, like, as many ACs as you need, you should have them. And, I think they are probably just a good investment in general, I guess. And also, hey, if you have multiple, you get a little bit of redundancy. I don't know what the deal is here, but... maybe this isn't pick a pipe. Maybe this is just like you can go in any direction and they're all correct. This is cool, though. Oh, I forgot to set a timer. Also do another card real fast. Do you know the pleasure that is folding a pizza? Had a bunch of pizza this week, or last weekend. I gotta say, like, goddamn. You know, a good big-ass pizza that is so big that you have to fold it. Oh, that is just delightful. I'll say currently my pizza place that I go to, I don't go to any like big chains or whatever. I go to a local like Texas, you know, like a New York style pizza that I like, you know? Let me show you. Look at the size of those pizzas. That's like bigger than my fucking head. I got 3 of them last time I was there, and that was probably too much, but goddamn, I can go for some fucking pizza. No. I can go for some fucking pizza. I'm confused why there's multiple pipes here. We have to go through each of these doors in turn? Whatever. Let's figure it out. This one's a dead end. Yeah, that pizza's really nice. I have hesitated to say like I like it as much as my favorite place ever of all time, you know, my previous pizza joint that I went to, but it is pretty damn good, and I think I'm happy with it. I'm not like out there looking for new pizza places, you know. I think I am satisfied just going to that one again and again for like the foreseeable future. I wonder if my sister knows any pizza places, if she goes to like different ones. You know what? That's something I should ask. I should ask, like, hey, you guys know pizza places? When I moved here, I asked my folks what they knew, but I never asked my sister what her favorite places are. I don't know. Maybe she likes weird stuff. Maybe she likes weird, different pizza. Again, not a fan of chain stuff, like Pizza Hut's, Pizza. What's the other one? Papa John's, Little Caesars. Nah, none of that for me. I just like to stick with New York style, make it nice and flat, the bread, and you know, just stick with cheese. Can't go wrong with cheese. I'm making you hungry?
making me hungry. I could go with some pizza after this, I'll say. You had a huge pizza in Tennessee? It's important that you get, like, New York style for me. I don't know about deep dish. I don't think I've had deep dish that many times in my life. I can't speak to it. Thank you for the level. Next up. Complete. Next up is Lord Bowser. Very good. Let me do another card. Change character to Luigi. You got it. I will absolutely... You know what? Let me just do that right here before I forget it. Last week I forgot it, which was a shame. I did refund those points, by the way, to whoever redeemed that. Let me do another card. Been rewatching ReZero. ReZero is a fantastic isekai, where it has sort of like a Groundhog's Day, Live, Die, Repeat, Majora's Mask type conceit to it, where every time the main character dies, he goes back in time and has to repeat the same days over and over again until he figures out how to get through without dying and without, like, a worst case scenario happening, like his friends dying or whatever the fuck, He's trying to figure out how to navigate these difficult situations that, the first time will end up killing him really fucking dead. And usually takes a few iterations, and it's interesting to see him, like, work through the problems, work through the situation, and go through it. It's a lovely good time, and I've been watching the director's cut. Kind of like a Mario level. I guess you could say that. It's a lot more, like, based on social manipulation in a lot of cases. Like, oh, I did some stuff in this timeline that made them suspicious. So, I really need to, like, I really need to bust ass and get them on my side this time. Or else everything's hosed, I need to figure out why this person died all of a sudden in this timeline. They didn't do that before. What the fuck? Why did I die? Who killed me? What the fuck? Like, in the second arc, there's literally a point where he's like, I seem to have just died when I was asleep. What the fuck happened? What the hell? And later he figures out, like, oh, I was poisoned. I was, like, cursed or something. What the fuck? When did that happen? I have no idea. And it's fun to see him, like, work out through the iterations, like, the logic and all that business. And also, like, the action is good. The characters are all really well fleshed out and established. It's a damn good show, and I'm enjoying watching it. I've been doing the director's cut, which is basically like the first season re-edited into like 50-minute segments. So instead of like 23 minutes, it's like 50. So it's like double length, which does mean that every night that I sit down to watch one, I'm watching like twice as much as I would be. But also I have like carved out time of like every day for the last week to watch at least one episode, if not two of them, because they're just that damn good. And, sometimes after you watch like one 50-minute episode, you're like, God damn, I need to see the next one right now. And you sort of have to stop yourself from just going right into it, because it's just so damn good. If it's like 1 a.m. or something, or 3 a.m. or something, and you're like, okay, I need to sleep. But then again, that next episode is right there. Ooh, let me think about this. Do I really need to sleep, is the question. Or should I watch this next episode? Anyway, that's been sick. I'm like all the way through the first arc, the first and second arcs. I'm gonna watch, the next episode is like the OVA, I guess, which was inserted into the director's cut, sort of. And, I remember the OVA being a nice, fresh little, slice of life excursion. Nice and mellow in a nice way, Saying nice a lot. Good ass show. One of my favorites shonens out there, I'll say. God damn if it's not like making me very like, giving me that feeling that like a really good, relatively long shonen does, of just like, ooh, I gotta watch another episode tonight. I gotta watch another thing. I gotta get through this. There's so much good stuff ahead. I need to get there. That was a very cool level, Lord Bowser.
Let me go ahead and hit complete,
Made it.
and then end the timer and hit next. Next up is Kill Will. Kill Will, go ahead and confirm. I'll say again how this works, by the way. If you're not here when your level comes up, instead of giving you the full time of day, we do sudden death, which is 2 tries refreshing our checkpoints. Kill Will is here, so we don't have to worry about that. Sort of a nice compromise between prioritizing people who are here and playing more levels, which is fun. It's fun to play more levels, you see. Let me do another card as I punch this in. These cards are all the fuck out of order. We already did cover Flying Witch. Oh, maybe I didn't take out the original Flying Witch card when I added in that version of it. Okay, I had an extra Flying Witch card. I was supposed to talk about Flying Witch here. Hey, I also watched the latest Jujutsu Kaisen, which is back from its hiatus, so it's short, like, couple-week hiatus. It's also back with the original cast, the original crew. The Itadori, the main character, is back, as are his, like, friends and such, and they're just so good. It's nice to see them for the first time since I watched the first season, and they're all really funny. Their interactions are great. It looks as beautiful as like the like 5-episode mini arc did at the start, sort of flashback arc. Yeah, just a killer episode today or yesterday. I watched it after the stream yesterday, you see. Just a killer first episode back with the main crew. I love the stuff about like the characters going like it's like that. It's like that. That was just such a funny bit. That's a funny bit. If you've seen it, you know. But I'll say again, it's like that. It's like that. That was just funny every time they said it. So yeah, killer first episode back. Really excited to see more of that shit. It's just been a damn good show. And, you know, I honestly feel like maybe I'm, like, been underranking it, like, underrating it, like, in general, you know? Like, maybe Jujutsu Kaisen is, like, one of the best isekai out there, you know, and it has been the whole time. I forget where I landed on the first season, but I wasn't, like, I don't think I was, like, 10 out. I don't think I was, like, a perfect score on it or anything, just more in the middle. I see what we have to do here. We have to hit the on-off once, and then again with the way back. And it might be a tight timer as well. Eh. I'm going to reach it for my things. We're not in that stage of the stream yet. That works really well once you get it down, actually. It's not so tight? Okay, cool. Thumbs up. How about another card? I've been following along with the Shriekcast, which started Hunger Games, the second book, Catching Fire. Shriekcast is a podcast I like to listen to, which does like plays through or reads through like books and stuff, and they've been reading through the first Hunger Games recently, and now they're on to the second Hunger Games, and suffice to say, I'm pretty excited. Their first impressions of like the first 2 chapters of Hunger Games were really fucking cool because, like, yeah, you know, hey, I think they're 100% on the money when they say, like, they really came off of the first 2 chapters of the second book going, like, well, shit, I think this is, you know, shit, this is better than the first book. Like, these 2 chapters are way better than the entire first book, which, you know, I don't think I can disagree with them on that. That's about right. Those book 2 rules, and, really looking forward to getting into more of that, especially when they sort of, you know, reveal the conceit by which, you know, Katniss gets sent back into the arena or whatever happens. I don't want to spoil it in case anyone hasn't read, but, you know, it's just like such a simple yet solid conceit
a way to say like, okay, this is what's happening. Where it's you know, the quaternary quell, whatever. Of course, this is how it has to go. You know, of course. Anyway, it's also so cool, like, just starting that book with, like, a tour of the districts, going district to district and learning a thing or two, getting some lore and getting some, like, flavor. I think that book does it best with, like, an arc that is just simply traveling around, an arc back in District 12, and then one arc, wherein it's back in the Hunger Games, you know? That's the best balance, I think, that the books ever strike. The third book is weird, especially the last half. I feel like the third book is maybe the weakest of the bunch, even if it does develop, like, the war theme with most of them. I feel like if we lose the thing, we're fucked, right? Let me ask you this: if we lose the power-up, are we boned? Are we hosed? Yeah, okay. Do keep the power up then. Let me do another card. Been rewatching The Sopranos, I'm almost done. Yeah, right now I only have 3 episodes left of The Sopranos to rewatch. Been going through it at a really fucking fast rate. Watching a couple of them every day pretty much when I have time to spend, you know, and doing other things at the same time, you know. I'm not just watching Sopranos. I'm also been like, you know, working on my Mario Maker level. I've been playing other games like the Oracle games. When I was playing those, a lot of it was during Sopranos, and you know, other such things like Marvel Snap, Pokemon Unite, whatever. That's been a hell of a good rewatch. I've enjoyed deeply just about every season. While I think that there are episodes that are a little weak, overall I'd say is that show holds up as like one of my favorites of all time. You know, right up there with Breaking Bad. And while I do think that Breaking Bad has the edge, the one thing that like Sopranos does have on it is like the assembly. You know, Breaking Bad is pretty much just the Walter White show. You know, it's just Walter White and everyone else is just, you know, they're all right. But if you ever have an episode that's like not about Walter White, but it's more, or Jesse, but it's about like the kid or Hank or something, it's just not as good shit, you know? Whereas like some of the best episodes are just about like Chrissy and Paulie and like weird off characters, like you know, weird characters who aren't necessarily Tony, you know? The episode where Pussy kills the Elvis impersonator. That's a fun episode. Pussy just like rolling around in bed, just going like, "I'm gonna shut you up! I'm gonna shut you up! I'm gonna stick a rutabaga in your ass!" And his wife wakes him up and says like, "Hey, you're talking in your sleep." Just like shouting out, "I'm gonna stick a rutabaga in your ass! I'm gonna shut up that pretty mouth of yours!" And he's just waking up going like, "God damn, I'm talking in my sleep. Oh no." He has secrets, things he doesn't want to, you know, he doesn't want to reveal in his sleep. You know what I mean? Anyway, I think this last season has been one of the weirder seasons of the show, and maybe like the most irregular, you know, being somewhat shorter in some ways, being like a part A and a part B, both of which are shorter than any season before, but also sort of just like a longer what the hell? Sort of just being a longer season that just is a little bit long in the tooth, I guess I would say. You know, like it could be a little more polished, I guess, or a little more. I feel like the last season feels like they're just trying to wrap up, right? Pretty acutely. You know,
There's nothing new that's introduced. It's more about like just winding down the characters that they have, giving them a ending, doesn't matter what ending, and just, you know, winding down. I feel like that hurts it in comparison to the seasons that have like, you know, big new characters who come in and such. Anyway, there's fun shit, there's memorable scenes, and hey, even in the last couple episodes, it's not like a modern show where it's like, in a modern show, hello Infinity Men, how you doing? In a modern show, the war with New York at the end of the show would be like 12 episodes long, would be like 8 episodes long. In The Sopranos, it's like 1.5 episodes, which is pretty cool, and it lets them do things like have the side episode where, like, you know, Tony, in the last couple of episodes, Tony goes to Vegas and like gets high on peyote and has a vision quest, and sort of just like, you know, flips balls for a bit, and it's a fun moment. I like that episode a bit, even if I think like the thing that happens at the start of it feels like a little bit like they were just looking for a way to get rid of a character. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's time to get rid of you. We're in the last couple episodes. You can't survive to the end. You know, until now you've had plot armor, but that's gone now. We're ending, man. I will say, as far as episodes I don't really like, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, I don't really like the episode where like Tony has gambling issues. Like, I think that episode is just very weird, and also I feel like Tony has never been established to be that much of a gambler before, you know? It was always Tony, like, admonishing his wife for, like, trying to play the stock market once and failing, you know? Sort of giving her shit over that. And now they're saying that, like, no, Tony has been, like, quietly gambling away most of his fortune every now and again, in the background, which I just don't feel like that's established, especially because there's been like card games on screen where like, you know, where like Syl has gambled, right? But Tony has just been like sitting back during the executive games, just like watching the money come in, you know? I feel like if he was supposed to be a big, degenerate gambler, if he was to be a big degenerate gambler, I think that you would have seen that in like the earlier, in the earlier seasons where, you know, there were plenty of opportunities and episodes for that to come up, or for like Tony's debts to like mean something, you know. Anyway, just a couple episodes left of The Sopranos to rewatch. I have thoroughly enjoyed going through it, even if there are episodes that are not, like, perfect. They are so extremely good that, on average, that's, yeah. And I'll also say, I'm unsure if I need to watch the Sopranos film, Many Saints of Newark. I really didn't like that film when it came out, and I'm sure, like, watching it again after a couple of years probably would not be big on it. Still would not be big on it, right? If I recall, my issue with that film is just like, well, one, it's really boring. Two, it's like slow and dull, and the characters all feel like they're generic. And if anything, the characters that are from the original show just feel like they're doing like impersonations. You know, they're just like, I'm gonna say my line that I said one time, and people are gonna go like, wow, it's the line. It feels like so weak, you know, so pathetic, that show, and also that movie, and also like the main plot of that show, of that movie, that clearly the writers wanted to focus on, the Newark race riots. The main characters of that movie just have no interest in, like Tony Soprano, like the young Tony, and Christopher's dad, just have like no interest in the race riots like whatsoever. At one point, Tony even like treats it as a minor inconvenience. Like, I want to go to the ice cream store. You know that there's like riots going on right now outside, right? And Tony doesn't even respond. He's just like, whatever. It adds a lot to your movie when the main characters don't give a shit about the main plot thing that's happening. There's also like a black guy who is like sort of, I guess, involved with that stuff and takes a more of an interest, I'll say, but you know, even he's just like a guy. He's not really fleshed out. You don't really know what his deal is or care about him remotely. So, you know, I can't say how I was like, even if they did like not make it a Sopranos movie, even if they made it entirely about him, I think it would have been like rather mediocre unless they could have like done some stuff with his character to like make him interesting, like him like the least bit interesting, you know? It was a missed opportunity, that movie, but also, I don't know. I don't see any reality where that movie was, with that plot, with that writing, was what it needed to be, you know? The fact is, the main characters have no interest in that event, and they have nothing to say about it. Which I guess in itself is interesting, like, hey, there's this big social unrest thing, and these guys are just, like, shrugging their shoulders. I guess that's interesting. I don't think it makes for good film. It's more interesting if they go out and have to do a thing about it. Like, if the episode Christopher, the episode where they, where some people are protesting Christopher Columbus Day, and the guys have to like some of them say like, well, we can't stand for that. That's Italian defamation, and we're gonna go fight some people out in the streets because of it. If they had just said like, oh, who cares? That's just some guys saying things. Let's just all count our money and be happy. You know, if they had said that and that was it, you know, it wouldn't be a very interesting episode, would it? You know, and that's what I would say Many Saints gets wrong. Also, you know, it is worth considering, like, a lot of people don't like that episode, and I'm saying that it does it better than the whole movie does. That's right, I am saying exactly that, and I stand by that. Christopher is 100 times better than the Many Saints of Newark. You know what, that's not a controversial opinion. Any episode of Sopranos is better than the Many Saints of Newark. Even the test stream, which I will say is probably my least favorite on this rewatch. The test stream was just a complete waste of time. Ooh, Madone, as they say. 5 tries left. Did we just do a try? I think we just did a try, but I can't remember. I'm gonna, you know, we'll count this one as the first one. Whatever. Get through in 5 tries, or else, you know, whatever, I guess. Get! Second try. After this will be the lightning round, so hey, look forward to that. The lightning round is good. We like the lightning round. What is the lightning round, you ask? Well, I'll explain it in a second. When we're done with this. A drink. I'm thirsty. Here we go, here we go. Okay. Shit! Ooh. Okay. 2 tries left. Let's do it. Can you make some different 5 tries left pictures depending on which character you're playing as? That's an idea, but I go with a different idea. I have a different thing set up. Also, the real answer is, that would be very complicated to set up, I'll say. That'd be reasonably complicated to set up. It wouldn't be that hard, I guess. I just have to set up, like, 4 different scenes. There's the last the last one. What is the snap noise from? It's from Donkey Kong Country. It's the balloon pop sound effect. Thank you for the level. Wasn't able to get through it. Thank you, thank you. Gonna hit next. And it's from Zilink Zelario. Fantastic. Zilink, go ahead and confirm you know what to do. Folks, do you know what time it is right now? It's time for this. It's time for the lightning round. During the lightning round, I will only have 5 tries to beat each level that comes at my way. 5 tries, refreshing at checkpoints, and 7 for subs, and also for the first level of the night. The subheads come in different forms. We were talking about other heads. Well, these heads come in a variety of forms, including the original, other characters. This isn't a great time for it. Well, you're getting 2 extra lives, so that helps. Including some characters who aren't even from Mario games. Those ones are rarer, though. They have there's 1 copy for them for every 5 copies of the other heads, pretty much. So you can see there's Blue Toad, there's Yellow Toad, or just Blue Toad. Yellow Toad isn't in this game. There's 2 codes in the Wonder game, but only 1 Toad and Toadettes in the... There's only 1 male Toad in the Super Mario Maker 2 game, you see. I'm going to pull up this box, which hides the roulettes. I'm going to hit start. And stop. Stop. Whoops. I'm gonna reset that. Let me... something got screwed up. I hit the wrong hotkey. 1 second. And stop. Bowser. You got Bowser. Very nice. I think you got Bowser. I think that was natural. Bowser's also the first one, so it could also be, that it didn't spin, but I think it's fun. Anyway, there's where the other characters' heads are, by the way, if you're wondering. The idea of having, different heads for each set of guys is not a bad one. And I guess I will say, I do have, if we do sudden death, which is what happens when someone isn't here, there's, baby Mario heads, as well. And I guess, in theory, I guess we could do, baby Luigi heads, you could do baby Toad heads, you could do baby Toadette heads. Those are the 2 sticking points. I don't know if there's baby Toad, I don't know if there's baby Toadettes. Either of those, I don't think they exist, so where would I source the heads from? Anyway, lightning round, let's go. This is a fun time where the stakes are higher. The levels will come more fast and furious. And, yeah, we'll be seeing... we'll be moving a lot faster than we did the last 2 hours and change. So, get in your levels. You'll sure to come up, pretty quickly. Keep getting them, etc., etc. Until such time as we close the queue. Know what the big deal is. We almost got through this last time, didn't we? Okay. Well. I think we'll get through this first section. Let me say that. I'm optimistic! There we go. I think we will. I'm still optimistic. We have 3 tries. But 3 tries? Yeah, 2 tries. Did I say 3? I meant 2. This will be it. Where's the barrel fuel reward for a blue balloon? What do you mean? Oh, like a life bonus, like a life up. I have considered that. I've also considered putting the extra lives on a channel point thing. I don't know though. I like them. Yes! Ha ha ha! Look at that. That refreshes our lives. Perfect. I kind of like it as a sub reward though. I feel like that makes subbing a little more valuable, a little more cool. Though of course you also get emotes for subbing, and I'll say all my emotes are quite nice. Highly recommend all these lovely emotes. Which, you know, hey, look at them. Aren't they lovely? Very useful set of emotes there. Would recommend. I use them all the time. I quite enjoy having them. That was clutch, yeah. I suppose if I did like that sort of thing, like a one time per level, a one time per viewer, like 3-pack of lives would be a fair thing. I don't know though. I kind of like the purity of the lightning round, you know? It's not adulterated by any such like rule chains. I will say if someone is in like regular lightning round and they upgrade to a sub during it, in that case they would get extra heads immediately. Three tries left again. Shit. Serious time here. Dang. That jump, sometimes, you know, getting the thing to trigger. Tricky. 2 tries. There we go. Yes! Haha, we did it! Fuck yeah! Oh, Jesus. I told you we had it! I told you. Thank you for the level. The bonus heads were indispensable here. Lucky that you were the next one, I think. I think that was a stroke of luck, in fact. Whew. What a good test case for the... What a good example of the bonus lives coming in clutch. Hell yeah. Maybe they should be a channel point thing. I don't know. I don't want to cheapen it, though. I like it as a premium. You know? I originally also did offer it so that people could choose their heads. You know, make it so that, like, okay, I have 3 sets of heads here, and y'all can choose which one do you want. But I eventually figured out that, like, okay, well, most people just say, like, whatever, you choose. And in that case, it just drags things down to say, like, okay, pick a head, pick a head. It just drags things down unnecessarily. Thank you for the level, that was really nice. I'm gonna hit complete, and I'm gonna hit next. Next up is Ida. Ida just said GG is here, is good. Let me do another card while I'm typing this in. Does Google's featured thing annoy y'all? Do y'all know when you, what if I were to pick your head? It's not on there. No, well, I was about to say no real humans have heads in the head pool, but Jim Carrey does. Jim Carrey's Eggman is in there. As is Realistic's Tails the Hedgehog, who isn't a real person, but is CGI, I guess. Google's featured thing annoy y'all. You know the thing, where like there's some weird banner for like the day. It's like, oh, it's some weird holiday, and if you click the home screen, instead of taking you home, it takes you to like a weird search result for something you don't care about. Does that annoy anyone else? I swear, I'm always like misclicking that when I need to switch, when I need to click on like the search bar. You know, I'm trying to click on this Google bar and type something in there, and it thinks that I want to know about like George Washington's shoes or some shit. You know, it's just like, no man, that's pretty important real estate actually. That place that you're putting that button, like, and I would have to imagine like well over half of the times people click that shit, it has to be unintentional, right? You have misclicked it a couple times. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd put a lot of work into making each doodle and making them different. But goddamn if it isn't like 90% of the time just annoying and just like pointless. And also I will say I saw the other day, I saw this in like YouTube where there was like a similar thing. You can see next to the YouTube button there was like a little thing that was like, get ready with us, and you click it and it's like like YouTube videos of people like getting ready in the morning or something, I guess. And I had exactly this problem of just like, I was trying to press the little button next to it, not the big button that goes who the fuck knows where, you know? I just wanted to go to home. And y'all showing me this shit kind of really annoyed me, and I really hope that this isn't a sign of the times. This isn't like YouTube saying like, oh, we gotta get in on that too. We gotta do that as well. Also, just like, it's not important, but the idea of watching someone get ready, not for me, you know? Like, I don't see the appeal of that at all. Like, I just don't get it, I guess. I guess my getting ready routine is quite simple. I put on a shirt, I put on pants, I put on some deodorant. Actually, I put on the deodorant before I put on the shirt. Take off shirt, put on deodorant, put on shirt, put on pants, leave. Maybe I'll put on flip-flops or something, you know, depending on like if it's hot or it's cold outside, or if I'm going to have to be like walking for a while. From here on out, the super world is hot garbage. Should I be doing other levels? If you want me to do other levels, it's up to you. You're welcome to say otherwise. You did say super world, though, so you wanted me to do this one at least. I'm fine with that. Anyway, I find that shit annoying. I wish they wouldn't do it, and I hope to hell they're not looking to extend that to YouTube. Get it. They're an invisible block somewhere. You're busy on a new super world, and once you get that done, it'll be out there? Gotcha, okay, cool. So you're working on, like, traditionally levels, then. You have to jump over that wall? Huh. I'm not sure how you do that, but we have one more chance to try out. And I'll say, by the way, I'll say as I always do, even if I can't complete a level doesn't mean that you can't resubmit it. Tonight, another night, whatever. It's all cool. You know, don't think for a second that you're, like, wasting a level by submitting it during the lightning round. Oh, shit, you can go over. I didn't realize that. I thought that was just a... Wow. That's dicky. I thought that was just a wall. I thought that was just like a solid wall. I didn't see the top. Damn, close one. That was close. I need a drink. Next level here is Lord Bowser. Go ahead and confirm Lord Bowser. Get out of here. Take a drink. Another card. What annoys y'all when you see it on YouTube? I was sort of having this be more specific, but I decided to make it more broad. The one thing that annoys me, I feel like, two things that annoy me, actually. One, I really don't like the phrase iceberg. So when I see a video that's like, the iceberg of Super Mario Brothers, I'm just like, no, this is like miscellaneous fun facts about Mario Brothers. This is Mario Brothers trivia. Call it that. An iceberg, that's not a thing. Shut up. I'm just sick to death of that phrase, and whenever I see a video with that title, I'm just like, it just annoys me. The other thing I'll say that annoys me is that I don't really like it when there's been some videos I've seen recently where like it's a little bit clickbaity, you know, where it's like Can you finish Pikmin 3 or Pikmin 4 without throwing a single Pikmin? And you watch it, and the thing is, the answer is no. The answer is no, you cannot. Which I feel like, well, if the answer is no, then you can't have that be the question in the thumbnail and the title. That just ain't right. You know? I feel like you should instead go, and I understand that the video then segues to like, okay, but what's the least amount of Pikmin that we can use? To which I say like, well, that should be the title of the video. It should be, what's the least amount of Pikmin necessary, and the number may surprise you. That should be what it's called. Anyway, that might be petty, but whatever. Y'all have in the chat come up with like a lot more specific things like ads, product placement in videos. Yeah, I agree. Like when I see someone like going off on the Nebula spiel, I'm kind of sick to death of it at this point. Like, oh yeah, Nebula is a streaming service where you post your YouTube videos, but you know, without but they're for premium. Yeah, okay. I understand that YouTube kind of sucks for you, you know, and it sucks in general, but yeah, I'm not gonna do this this Nebula thing. I don't think. No, that's not happening. Oh, I see how that worked. You put a coin with a parachute in, and that caused it to only have one coin in it, not like a coin series in it or anything. Huh. No, that's how it works. That if you have one coin in it, it's just one coin versus like a coin, like hitting the block 100 times. Thank you for the follow, King Luigi. I appreciate it. Very, very nice. And yeah, sponsorships of like random games. I do feel bad about that when I see like big streamers like, you know, pitching that stuff, right? Like, yeah, you're probably not really into this game that no one's ever heard of, right? Like, oh, it's a massively multiplayer online game where you can battle your friends and get tanks and stuff, and it's like, you're not really into that, right? Like, this is just a little bit of placement, you know, a little bit of just like, hey, they paid me to say this, you know. And I understand that, but I think I could, oh, yeah, I can't step out. I was wondering if I could get that thing. Oh, hey, here's a power-up, cool. Might have been another power-up back there that we missed, whatever. Refreshes our lives. And let's fight the boss. Anyway, those are the most annoying things. I'll say, like, YouTube. I think that YouTube ads are in a better place than, like, podcast ads. In that at least, like, most of them, when they do a sponsored thing, oftentimes there'll be a chapter point that you can, like, skip past, you know? I, of course, you know, I do chapters myself when I do my VODs, but I appreciate that they are also keeping up on that. Chapters, they're a good thing to put in videos of all sorts. And they can probably never be too granular, honestly. Unless there's too many that there's more than YouTube allows, which I have seen videos do. Like, if there's like a video of like, there was some video of like, here's every Pokemon type combination that exists, and you know, every possible combination, and oh yeah, there's too many of them, you know, to have thumbnail timestamps for each one, so they only go to a certain point. An ad for like a mobile gotcha game. Yeah. A streamer that I really like and have rated many a time, Dan Reichert's sort of my favorite. Honestly, my favorite, like, Twitch streamer. He's, like, pretty big. He's, like, pretty big. Works for GiantBomb.com. He'll often do a thing where, like, when he's doing an ad, it's very clear he's taking the shit. You know, he's like pulling up the product page that he's been paid to look at and going like, oh wow, look at this. It's CC's, you know, Papa John's, like cheesy bread. and it is in a box, as you can see. It is hot and fresh. In my own words, I would describe it as that. And it is hot and fresh, and I like the taste of it. Though, to be fair, he does actually like the cheesy bread. Or the cheesy bread with the pepperoni from whatever place that gave him that. Lord Bowser, we weren't able to do it, but maybe next time. Hopefully next time. I'm gonna get next, and, yeah, Infinity Man is up next. That was a hard boss. Bet we'll be able to do it next time. This is gonna be a fast level. Ooh. Anyway, I think that's funny when he just like rattles through a sponsored thing like a little bit dismissively, you know, like, oh, look at this product. Oh wow, isn't this something? And it's funny when if ever there's a moment where he goes from like, wait a minute, this might be genuinely good. I actually might be genuinely interested in this. Like when he watched like the Sisu trailer. When he was paid to watch the Sisu trailer, which is, by the way, pretty damn good movie. Pretty damn good movie. Definitely one of the best movies of the year, Sisu. Very good action movie from the guys who made some of the guys who made John Wick. About like an old man who has to fight Nazis and kill them in like really brutal and creative ways. I'm not gonna count that one. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking. Starting now. Okay. I think I see your point. This might be very short. Huh? There was no ground there. I don't see what I was supposed to do there. Okay. We're on our last try. Triple jump. Triple jump. Oh, it was one of those cases where we weren't supposed to jump in the pit. We were supposed to go high. Well, shit. Oh, like triple jump through all these ones right there. Thank you for the level. You were right. That was really quick. Told you. Yeah, you did tell us. Let me see. Nah, I think my one time I got that far was not 30 seconds ago. There's a clip from my last level. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next up is Zelink Zelario. Go ahead and confirm, Zelink. You know, and I'll at Zelink as well. You are up. Do another card. Been playing Like a Dragon Ishin. Been trying to find time for that, you know, a couple times a week maybe. Played the last chapter, like the 5th chapter of it, like on the 5th or the 6th chapter, I forget, on like last weekend. And that game continues to be pretty fucking cool, pretty fucking rad, really good plot. It's just really long is all, so it's hard to find the time for it. And I'll say, you know, we were talking about Starfield earlier. I'll say, like, the plot in Like a Dragon is, like, 1,000 times more charged, 1,000 times more compelling, like, 1,000 times more cinematic. Just much more of a movie or a game that you would like to consume as a piece of media, as a piece of story, you know? I almost said it was a movie. Parts of it are. But also there is like some pretty good ass, simple, brawler ass combat. Wherein the thing about the brawler combat, which has changed a bit since I last talked about it, I recently like joined a crew and got like a bunch of lackeys, and what turns out what they do is they have like meters that charge and do like special moves. So occasionally I can like, one of my guys allows me to do like a thunder blast and cause like a thunder thing to appear and like shock a bunch of enemies. Or another guy
A couple of guys just give me health back or like charge up my attack or something. But there are a couple like weird ones that have like, okay, this one causes like a big wind thing to happen, which you know, is important. Oh, I see what we were supposed to do there. How close are we to the end or to a checkpoint? Oh, this is a long one. Probably a checkpoint, then, I would guess at this rate. We'll get that next time. I think we'll get it next time. Thank you for the level. I'm gonna hit, next. I'm sure we'll get back to that soon enough. You know how the lightning round do. Anyway, next up is King Luigi. King Luigi, go ahead and confirm. I'm liking that game. I really want to find enough time before the end of the year to, you know, like, finish it. It's just pretty long, so that's hard to do. And each chapter is a couple hours, so I sort of have to sit down for a while to, you know, get through it. And to, like, manage it, you know? And I'll say, like, mostly I've been not engaging with the side content, even though the side content is also really good. I simply do not have the time to engage, generally. Another card. Been playing Marvel Snap. I'll say my standard decks that I've been playing haven't changed that much. I've been still playing this Phoenix Fire Nimrod deck, based around getting a really big Nimrod or a really big multiple man Phoenix Force, and just like copying them to as many lanes as possible. It's really been made a lot more solid with the addition of Magic, with how Magic's been redesigned recently, and that's been made it so that I can like just reliably draw my cards more often, and more often than not like draw at least one of my 2 win conditions, which I'll say it's good to have 2 win conditions in a deck rather than 1. Also been playing a new deck. This one was a popular one I saw going around. A deck based around doing Forge, which gives a bunch of power to the next card you play, and Brood, which copies itself to twice, you know, makes 3 copies of itself, basically. Makes 2 copies of itself, so there are 3 including itself. And also, same thing with Mr. Sinister also does that. But those 2 things go really well together. Iron Lad also, Absorbing Man also. It's a popular deck right now. I added in Lockjaw to make it a little more fun, a little more random, and been having a little bit of fun with that. I did see that the next season of that starts next week, so they have revealed like the new cards and locations, would look pretty cool. Yeah, it's same as always. Same as always, new locations, new stuff, new cards. It kind of feels like a surprise to me. It feels like it's not been like a whole month since the last time there was a new season, but I guess it's been a whole month since the time there was a new season. You know, a whole 4 weeks. I really enjoyed being in Infinite since like near the start of the season, where I climbed up really quickly, and I guess I have to get used to just like climbing back to Infinite every season for the rest of my life. Or whenever I fall off Marvel Snap, which I don't know if I will. Still really enjoying it, still playing it every day. The next card they're adding is Loki, who seems cool. The Link, you're putting in a specific level? Cool. Up to you what you put in, you know, hey. Apparently, what Loki does is Loki replaces your hand with random cards that started from your opponent's deck. From your opponent's deck, basically. So, that sounds really fun. I've always loved cards like that in games like this, where, you know, where your deck is replaced or your hand is replaced or whatever by like random cards that are slightly cheaper. That's the other thing. They're not only just from your opponent's deck, but also they're slightly cheaper as well. One energy cheaper.
which I think is pretty cool. The Warlock thing in Hearthstone that worked the same. I always loved that deck. This is a little less extreme. It only replaces your hand, not like your entire deck or nothing. And it's also not entirely random. It has the cards that your opponent has, but I think that just seems like a damn good, damn fun like twist on it, you know? And I'm looking forward to that. I'll definitely pick it up. I mean, for the foreseeable future, I don't see myself ever not picking up a Marvel Snap season, which maybe I should think about it at a point. You know, seasons they're like $10 each, and it's monthly, so they do add up over time. But also, I don't know, with live games especially, I feel like I'm willing to give it some. I'm willing to spend on a live game a little bit if I am playing every day and enjoying it, you know, as I am doing with Marvel Snap, you know. Jeez, that's hard. I feel like we probably want to do the bottom path. You know what? This is called Bowser's Castle Hard, so yeah, that's accurate, King Luigi. Thank you for the level. Go ahead and hit next, and I'm going to refresh our tries for the next person. Ida is up. Ida just said GG. Ida is here. Fantastic. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about Marvel Snap. Another card. Been playing a little bit of Pokemon Unite. Hey, no problem, man. In fact, I would love another crack at that some other time or tonight, whatever you feel like. I feel like I could do that with more tries, let me say. Been still playing a little bit of Pokemon Unite. Not daily or anything, so, you know, just occasionally when I feel like it. It is still scratching that MOBA itch, but I will say I am sort of like drifting away. I think I'm ready for, you know, spending a year not playing it again, you know, as I tend to do with Pokemon Unite. It's a fun game. It's always fun to pick people up who are like, you know, like overexposing is the wrong word. Overextending. It's always fun to pick out someone overextending. It's always fun to like very carefully push in and retreat strategically. And well, I think that'll always be true. With games coming out right now, I reckon I'm probably done with Pokemon Unite just about. Probably won't play too much more of it, but I enjoyed the time what I spent. What the hell is that? I enjoyed the time what I spent, and would gladly spend more time, you know. I'm sure I'll return to that sometime in the future. Maybe even play more. I'm sure, honestly, there's like, with how many characters there are in that game, there's ones I've only played once since returning, and ones that I really like that I would love to play like 2 or 3 more times. That's the thing about a MOBA, like, if there are so many good characters, you could just play different characters forever. Hey, Trebucket, how's it going? Oh, fuck, yeah, this. Let's go. We had 3 lives left. I'm refreshing them. I'm hitting complete. I'm hitting next. Hey, check that out, Trebucket. New thing that happens when I clear a level. It says cleared on the screen. Isn't that nifty? Can the Man is up next. Can the Man go ahead and confirm? Can the Man, you are up. I suppose it would be possible. No, when the code isn't in a static location. I wonder if you could like crop out I wonder if there could be a way to like when I hit a button, have it so a thing comes up that's like, "Can the Land, your level is next," or something like in big rather than just in the now planning area. But that would probably be ridiculous, and I don't think there's a way I can easily capture that.
Can't He-Man. It could also be Can't He-Man, I suppose. It could be either. L J W K L2 F Y G. A Kaizo Light Velocity. You know what? We'll hold the card for now. I got a couple more cards here, I believe. Let me see. How many cards do I have after this? Oh, like 1. The next card is the last card. I think we will we'll close the queue shortly thereafter. We'll do last call coming up here soon, but last call for additional levels. What the fuck? This is not hard. This first jump. What the hell? No, this is pretty light for as Kaizos go. I know I died twice, but that was on me. This is doable. We can do this. I believe in this. Can Man? I like Can the Man. I like saying Can the Man. Rolls off the tongue. But your choice, I guess. Hey, Can Man. I can go with that. Doable. What? Oh. There we go. That's interesting how that works, that little spring jump. Okay. Well, that refreshes our lives. I'm not gonna count that one for it, but let's go from 5 from here. Good. Okay. We got this. There we go. Another checkpoint. Feel like we might be one-shotting this section too. Yeah. We're pretty far now. We have to be pretty close to the end here. Gotta be. Yes! Hey! Whew. GG. I am hitting complete. And I am going to hit, let me go ahead and hit, whoops, I meant to, I'll like that, 1 second. I hit complete, and now I'm hitting next. Lord Bowser, you are up. Let me just, like this level real fast, and then, yeah, let's go over to Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, please confirm. Last card. Still working on clips. Feel like I will never catch up at this point. Yeah, I got a long road ahead of me. As far as clips, basically, I want to make it so that every stream I have done, there's good clips pulled from each one. And right now, I'm sort of just like treading water, like barely clipping enough to stay ahead of Twitch VODs being archived and being like, you know, disappearing from Twitch. Now, of course, all the VODs are on YouTube, so it's not like they don't exist, but I like them to be Twitch clips so I can do, eventually, like, clip shoutouts and such. And when people do clip shoutouts, there's a good chance of it being from a recent stream. But, man, I got some stuff ahead of me. Like, recently, like, on Tuesday, Lord Bowser, you are up. Tuesday night, I did, like, a bunch of clips from the 4th of July stream, which was, like, 11 hours long, which turns out, to parse through 11 hours looking for good bits, that takes a good long while. Probably too long. Day after, like, yesterday, Thursday, before the stream, I also did a bunch of clipping of, like, another VOD trying to, you know, keep more ahead of it. Get more ahead. And, yeah, man, it's just hard to clip more streams than I actually do a week, you know? If I'm doing 3 streams a week, 2 clips 3 streams a week is already hard. Go beyond that, it's just tiresome, you know? But I want to do it, I want to catch up, and then when I do so, there'll be like a clip shout-out thing added to this channel. It'll be a channel point reward, and also when people do raids, we'll do a clip shout-out for them as well. So whenever that all comes together, it'll be a whole thing. I'll say right now, the thing I'm worried about is like, yeah, there was a big long stream. Now, we're still in World 5. We died last time, remember, Lord Bowser? Whenever we do... There's like some big long streams in my future, like... There was the whole, rare roulettes. I haven't clipped that out yet, that's coming. There's probably gonna be a bunch of stuff in that. That's right, it is the lightning round. There's probably gonna be a lot of good clips I can pull from that, which, you know, is gonna be a whole can of worms, you know? It's gonna be a whole bunch of work for me. Anyway, I know it's part of it is that, like, I probably could, like, do it a lot faster if I wasn't, like, looking for everything that was, like, remotely clippable, you know? Maybe if I just stuck with, like, okay, aim to do, like, 3 clips a stream, or, like, 3 clips a game or something, you know? I do feel like, at a certain point when I started doing these clips, or doing clips of every stream, I started with the goal of, like, okay, well, I like to think if I'm doing a stream for a game, there's at least one clippable moment of that game that exists. Like, it'd be a shame if, like, I played some Tony Hawk, and there was just, like, no moment that just, like, stands on its own, without context. Sometimes that is, though, the case. Though, you know what, I feel like now I've gone to the other extreme, which is like, okay, well, there's definitely 3 clips here. Maybe actually more like 10 or 20? Probably not 20, you know, hey, unless you're talking about the 11-hour stream, which, yeah, there are a lot. And I played a lot of different games there, including ones that super frustrated me, which is always just like, you know, a good fodder for clips, I feel like, in general. Going like fuck will never not be good for a clip. You know, like getting frustrating and yelling out the fuck word. Evergreen. Anyway, all that to say, I want to spend some time this weekend working on that. I feel like part of it is that, like, if I have plans for a day, I always feel like I'm way too fucking tired to, like, actually to, like, do something in addition to clipping, you know? And I just want to just do the clipping and have that be that. You know, or do the other thing, right? Like, on Wednesday I got a haircut, so I didn't, you know, do any clipping that day. Because, like, okay, well, I'm already spending a bunch of time outside the apartment. Am I really going to just, like, buckle down and get some clips done? Nah. Turns out, it's a bit of work, you know? This is just survival, so we just have to do good. We did get a checkpoint just now, so that did refresh our tries, and then we lost one. Okay, cool. Boss is hard, yeah. Totally. Anyway, that was the cards. We're all out of cards now. I mean, we could always talk about other things, if y'all have ideas of what to talk about, but I'll tell you what's going to happen after this level. What's going to happen is that what's going to happen is we're going to go to last call for levels, and I'm going to play a world of my super world for y'all. A world of my super world. Hey, we did it. They could have removed like 1 or 2 of the fire plants. Yeah, that would be fair. Like if like a couple of them had been like regular piranha plants rather than the fire piranha plants or something, you know?
Very good. I'm happy to have cleared that. Getting complete. Folks, well, I am out of cards. That is to say I am out of things that I prepared ahead of time to talk about. Which means that it is time to now go into what I call last calls, which previously I would just say last call repeat, but now I have a button that I can press. And when I press this button, the bar says last calls for levels, and then it says get them in, get them in, get them in, get them in, like in a repeating thing. So get in your levels. It is last call. While I am letting y'all get in your levels, I'm going to play one world of my super world, as I have done for the last couple of weeks. You can tell because we're on world 5. World 5, yes. World 5 is Coastal Cup, which is a racetrack island, a tropical racetrack world, sort of. Need to come up with the running out of time sound. I put in a sound alert that's like, that's a good idea, actually. Oh, I kind of like that. Slink Solario. A sound effect for that would be nice, similar to how the lightning round has a sound effect. Similar to how other things do. Maybe even the complete a level should have a sound effect. Then again, in-game it already has a sound effect to complete a level. This is Mushroom Mile. It's a very simple level. You can see that, hey, the Mario Kart music is playing the whole time, and you get Fire Yoshi, and you have to deal with these guys. The water world from what? FL? What do you mean? It's like an island world. It's like an island. I don't think of Florida when I think of islands. I think Hawaii would be more the go-to as far as, like, if we're talking inspiration, you know? Florida does not have volcanoes. This world does have a volcano level among its number. I really like these tilting platforms, and dealing with in the second half stacks of these guys is, I think, very fun. Stacks of those fuckers, you know? Just like throwing things at you. Also, it's an opportunity to have a level where the fish are, like, you know, in the overworld doing stuff. It's kind of hard to make the fish threatening in the overworld in this game. They're very dangerous in the original Super Mario world, but they're very tame here. Where you can almost just reliably always just, like, get by them. I've never gone through that last part like that before, bouncing off the spike ball, but fuck, it worked out. Good looking out me, I'll say. The second level is called, this is probably one of the best names, actually. This one is called, check this out. It's called Palm Tree Pre. An alliteration and a rhyme. Isn't that nice? It's always nice when you can get both in. In this one, there's these swamps who will, you see they have like checkered like starting lines there. And once you trigger them, they sort of race you. And those guys just sort of end up being roadkill. There's also ones that are above coming down. And, I died. We're treating this lightning round style. Let me just say. If I were to die enough times, which I'll say I probably won't. I can't see myself ever losing one of these. I'll say we would stop and close the queue and come back in next week, I guess. I mean, that's how I would have to do it, right? For this level, I wanted to make the like pyramid theme into tropics, so using the palm trees there and trying to hide as much as I can the pyramids. There's a little bit of pyramid you can see there, but never mind. Don't worry about that. Also, I wanted to do these like pipes here, where they're like, you know, coming in from the ceiling and coming in from the ceiling and the ground, sort of like in the first level of Super Mario Bros. 3. Thought it felt very Super Mario Bros. 3 to me. Last little sequence here. I also used some springs to slow them down a little bit, as necessary. The guys coming your way. Good shit. I feel like Palm Tree Pre is like up there, you know, as far as levels go. This world is great. I love this world. The Coastal Cup world. A lot of the worlds in my super world are a little bit inspired. Weird concepts, you know. Toadettes. I don't want to quit playing, but I'm gonna hit play and I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die and we're gonna not count it. Or, you know what? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna hit restart and then that'll be Toadette. Thank you for the redemption, King Luigi, of changed character. This one was sort of inspired by. This one was inspired by the water levels in DKC 3. Like them, they are entirely underwater except for the exits, which I thought was a fun thing to do. This level is based around these like shit double shit. It's based around these like these booster panels, and also the hammer, which allows you to do things like kill ghosts if you don't fuck it up. Which is, I think, fun. It's fun to just just come up real close to them and just like give them a good fucking solid whack. Especially these ones who move, like, yeah! Very nice. Then you go outside, and there's just a bunch of like quick automatic sections, which I was sort of inspired by the barrel blast stuff in like DKC, just to have a nice flashy transition there. Speaking of DKC, this checkpoint is like right out of DKC 3, Baza Barrage or whatever. That kind of got screwy, but whatever, you can still get through. It's fine, it's fine. Grab that coin and swim up. A little fun fact here is that there's some points like this where you appear to see what's coming next, and you do appear to go here, but this isn't actually the same place. Instead, you go like up a screen or so, and it sort of like tries to create the illusion of being in the same space in order to make it so that they can be wider horizontally while still being, by all appearances, in the same physical space. Which I thought was a neat trick to do in this level and also in a level in World 2. I do wonder if like anyone really like notices that stuff or thinks they're going where it appears they're going. But I don't know why they would have any need to question it, except for that the areas that they're going are 2 screens wide on their own. You know, that wouldn't be possible with scroll lock working how it does. You know, and vertical sublevels having only 2 screens to work with. Screwing around with that stuff is fun, you know, to, I think, make the illusion of a level that is slightly different shape than the player might expect. And hell, maybe if they, in the first case, in like the one from the second world, right, Lost Frosted Forest, it is set up so that you can't tell it's a vertical level until the final, until the final segment, where you're dropped a good distance and then you have to climb. And I thought that setting up that illusion would be, you know, very cool. This one's a flying level. You have to get on a cloud and fly to get ahead of lava. Now, I will say this is really, really easy to get ahead of the lava. No, it's not that hard, really. Even if you're like going after the coin, but you know, hey, it's still, lava's still rising. It's still fun to fly ahead of it, and you know, hey, whatever. Also, you have these outside sections, which are sort of themed to like the outside of a volcano-y hills and all. I hadn't used this theme's like daytime mode, or nighttime mode, in fact, for like a level ever, or for like a proper
level using like the actual geometry of it. I only did a level where I used the semi-solids of this. And here, the little bit of a waiting sequence, and then you can go. Again, you're probably not gonna like run into the edge here. But still, you know, hey, you know the fire's coming. You know the lava's coming for you, so that's pretty nifty. Fly up, then fly down. Yep. Whew. Oh, and this is Igneous 500 is the name. I thought that was a fun name, sort of like Indy 500. Get it? No, it's pretty good, isn't it? You use that theme as well for your World 3? Nice. Finally here, Crystal Waters, gotcha. Finally here we have one last level, which is sort of the second to last 22nd level in the Super World. World 7 and 8 don't have them, but World 5 and 6 do. This is a level where you cannot touch the ground again. Sort of a thing that I had to put into this world at a certain point. Whoops. I had to put in cars, considering that this is a racetrack world. You have to have the cars, right? Thing is, the cars kind of suck, so I decided to make it instead that you're not driving the cars. You have to avoid the cars. And in fact, you cannot get into them. You cannot touch the ground. And this is an entirely flying level, which I am fucking up now. Not that hard though. Let me get it. And the second part you play as you get the propeller hat, which is pretty sick. Hey, look at that. And as you can see there, finishable in 20 seconds. That was the goal there, to make a fun little level, finishable in 20 seconds, with a clear condition that's fun. There we go. And that there was Coastal Cup, a fun world, really enjoyed it, high concept in a good way. The next world here is what's it called? It's called, it is called Unmoored Mines, and it's the first one with like a forking path. You can either do 6-2 or 6-3 if you like. You know, you get a choice of levels. If one of them is too hard or the other one is too puzzle-solvy for you, you can just go ahead and skip. Classic case where the world came to a good, logical conclusion. Except the last level has to be a castle or an airship. I'm not so strict on that. It's the finale. It can match whatever the level is. I'm not holding myself to each of them having to be one or the other. I'd rather the other things be those things, you know, castles or whatever. Let me show you what I was talking about in real fast, like, in the case of, Coastal Cup 3. And then we'll close the queue. It'd be cool if you could pick something else. Oh, yeah, of course. Yes. 100%. So you see here, when you go here, it seems like you can see that this is here. But actually, you actually go down here. So that's just my way of making it seem like there's more like horizontal space in this level than it would appear, you know, and making it so that this level can feel more like a box than like a, you know, a long vertical shaft. And I did another little thing here where a bunch of the enemies here are duplicated over here, and then you go here for the actual thing, just to get like basically a half a screen's worth of real estate for this section. I will say, doing this illusion basically put me into the red as far as the budget goes for the level, you know, the enemy budget, but, and this level has literally every enemy it possibly could, but I think it was worth it. I think this level turned out quite sick.
and it's a quite cool illusion. Oh, and that was it's like Sunbeam Shuffle or something. What's it called? That level is called Sunshine Scramble. Right, that's a good name for it. I like that name a lot. Let me just show real fast what I mean as far as the in the other case of it. I also did that in the case of Frosted Forest, which in its subworld, you can see here, I do a bunch of stuff where I very carefully disguise parts as other parts. Like you see here, they're in this first segment. You go in this door, and it appears you come out here on the other side of the door, but you actually come out way, way, way on top here, where there's just like another half screen and a half here, where you can see, you know, over here and see where you came. I did this in order to make the player think, maybe, that this is a horizontal level that's being broken into a lot of rooms, so that when you get to this point later on, you do a great big fall and it sort of takes you by surprise as like the final act thing. And then there's this whole last room. Geez, a lot of people die in this last room, huh? Well, probably a lot of people die all over. It's a level been up for a while. It has like 200 likes, 1,000 plays. The clear rate is high. A lot of people died there, but not a lot of people die in general, you know. Wind Up Woods 3 Frosted Forest, also one of my favorites of that there world. Anyway, let's go ahead and close the queue. That'll do it for last call. Thank you for getting levels in. Zinc Solario was here and was chatting during that whole like buying time part. Very nice, very good. We have 5 levels to get through here in the final sprints, or whatever the fuck. The last few VODs, I ended up setting aside, marking where the last call is, because that's pretty much now where I've designated the time to play my own levels, you know? That's where I've designated the time to play my own levels, rather than you know, rather than like mixing them in throughout or something. Also, since I've been doing like one world at a time, I feel like there might be some interest of like, there might be people who would like want to watch like all the VODs of those sections all together. So they're all timestamped now. We got a couple levels. You know what we should probably do? We should probably shit. Oh, I see what we do here. Yep, first we do this, and then we do we get that spring. Get a POW and we get a spring, and then we use the POW and the spring. Easy. Anyway, why don't we talk more about the Super Mario Brothers Wonder game? Seems like a good thing to talk about. You know, we talked about it a whole bunch near the start, but it's been like a couple hours since then. God damn. You know? God damn, they've put together like something real rad. I'm super looking forward to that, you know? And I think that's gonna be like one hell of a Game of the Year contender. You know? The idea of like adding a bunch of optional stuff to like tweak the character is really cool. And I'll say, you know, I did read an interview where they were saying like, we originally thought about having it so that you had like multiple, you know, that you could do like multiple. I feel like that's wrong. I wanted to reset the room, but that's not how you do it. I feel like that's the correct answer, actually. You know, I could see an argument for, like, maybe they could have done, like, you know, I see that there's, like, a green types of like, badges and, like, blue ones. Maybe you could have had a blue and a green, you know, like a passive and an active
at one time, but I do think having to choose is going to make it so that, you know, you're going to use different things for each level. You're going to experiment. If you could always have, like, a multiple, right? You would always just consistently... You would consistently, like, you would consistently, always be using the hover move, I think. You know, you'd always be using that, and, just never experimenting with any other sort of, oh, you swallow those guys. You don't, like, turn them into bombs in your mouth. Yoshi won't despawn no matter how far away he gets. I always thought doesn't Yoshi, like, eventually go to swallow it if you leave him for too long? This has to be something. I have to use the Yoshi to, like... I have to get this Yoshi running here. That doesn't seem to do much, actually. And I can get him running here as well. That must be for the next section. Okay, I think we need to get a fire flower here. Then we need to, like, guide Yoshi where he needs to go. I will say, one thing that I thought was, like, interesting. There are, like, treehouse videos up now. And, I do think they're kind of funny to watch insofar as, like, you know, a lot of the, like, treehouse demos and, like, the press demos that are out there that you can watch right now, it's kind of weird watching them and just look at them, like, the press or whoever, just, like, walking everywhere. Or, like, not just, you know, running at full sprint, you know, all the time. And, like, just doing fluid platforming that flows, you know? You ever feel that way when you see someone else playing a 2D platformer in some cases and just go like, man, they could be running right now, you know? And I kind of look at that and wonder, like, this game would probably... I don't know, like, the footage necessarily makes it look like as fun as it could do. As fun as it could be. But I trust that, like, once the actual people get a hold of it, once I get a hold of it, you know, we're all going to run full sprint and do some really fun and good platforming shit, you know? Like, I sort of worry a little bit. I don't really worry, but, like, I see the footage and go like, yes, it could look more exciting, you know? But also, I probably just have to, like, realize... Huh. Can I get another Yoshi? Oh, I see what the thing is here. I gotta get a second Yoshi. I gotta have this one be the Fire Flower Yoshi. And I gotta send both of them on their way. It's pretty smart. We used this one for the first segment. Pretty good puzzle. I didn't think to use two of them. One. Okay. That one.
and set the other one in motion. Will I need... No, I don't think I will. I need to be... Oh, right. This is all done now. Where's my Yoshi? I thought he wasn't going to respawn. Okay, good. There he is. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. No cape section. Spring. Need a spring. Maybe we should have died to reset the timer when we got... There was a checkpoint, right? Was there a checkpoint? Maybe there wasn't a checkpoint. Seems like we need... Can we get a third Yoshi? We're short of Yoshi, actually. Which one? Maybe I need to carry the spring. In Mario World, he'll swallow things. In Maker, he'll always hold on to it. Huh. Know that. Okay. That's a timeout. There's no checkpoints or nothing. A timeout counts for all of our tries during the lightning round. As, you know, we have to keep to the spirit of the lightning round. We're pretty damn close, I feel like. Next time, we'll be able to do it. Provided I remember all of that. I guess we'll see. Thank you for the level, Link Zelario, for all the levels. Everyone, thank you for all the levels. You know, hey, how it goes. King Luigi. Luigi does not appear to be in chat, says the bot thing. You didn't know time was up on an instant game over? Yeah, we have to do that because, you know, hey. Otherwise, for like levels like getting over it, we'd be here forever. We'd be here all night. Has to be the rule. I guess the other rule would be like, you know, maybe we could just set a timer or something and have, once that timer goes off, we're just in do or die, but I kind of like it this way, where it's just sort of ad hoc, you know? And case by case, you know? You are up. Yeah, the way it works is I do 1 life per 100 seconds on the clock. So, like, if it was 300-second timer, I would take off 3. For 500 seconds, I'll take out 5. And, you know, other than if you had bonus heads, you know, 5 would be enough to end it, you know? King Luigi, you're up. I'm just gonna start the level. Luigi, you know, you can confirm at any time. And if you do so, I will upgrade you to the full contingent of lives. It's all good, though. I like a good short challenge. I'm tired. I'm ready to end. You know, I'm ready to call it. I'll say, for my part. What more can be said about Mario Wonder? Add ghosters. Add ghosters. Oh, I see. I see what you mean by that. I see what you are driving at, Lord Bowser. Shit. I don't mind it. Hey, I like the opportunity to play more levels. I wanted another crack at this, and we're getting just that. Another crack at it. We already lost 1 life, so that's not good. Fuck. It's a little hot garbage, if not jank. Yeah, but you know, hey, I'm down to like give it another try. I think it is doable, but not tonight. Tonight, King Luigi will be moving on. Thanks for submitting. Hope to see you another night, King Luigi. Ida's up. Ida just confirmed. Ida, very good. I just want to say again. You know what I want to say again?
I am so in love with the drill. I'm so glad that they added the spike helmet, like the functionality of the spike helmet to the actual game, you know? And I'm sure like that could have been, well, it could have been a badge, but I feel like a badge of that would be so overpowered, right? Just always having perpetual access to the spike helmet. No, it needed to be a power-up, and I think they've done a damn cool job with it, making it into a thing where you can also dig into the ceiling and into the ground. Also, I'd like the color a lot. Down, down. Up, up, down, down, left, right. Okay, this is Konami code again. But what are these doors? Do I just go into them in order? No. That's not what we do. Oh, I see, I see. You were talking about your own level, Ida. Okay, that's more kind. I thought you were talking about the last level. I understand now. I bet we have to jump this gap. I bet we just have to. I bet these doors are all death. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Pretty promising. Feel like we're on the right track there. It's also just nice to see... You love bumpers? It's nice to see a, It's nice to see a Mario game with ambition, and a 2D one at that. You know, I just wonder, like, after this, what's gonna be next, you know? Suddenly, I'm full of faith, like, wait, the next Mario, 2D Mario, might not just be a boring piece of, you know, dog shit that they poop out. Not this, you know, I should clarify, I like those games. I very much like New You and New You Luigi, and you know, to a certain extent the other games are like okay too. I haven't played Wii in a while, so I can't really speak to that too firmly. But I think they're good games. It's just, you know, they are, like, most of the time, quite unambitious, and just the fact that Wonder now exists, we can now look at that and go like, oh, well, the next game could be, like, really cool and inventive. Do we just... Was I approaching that right? Do I just, like, jump into the top of it? I just want to see real fast if there's, like, another thing in these... I don't understand quite what I was supposed to do there, but whatever. Thank you for the level, Ida. Next up is Lord Bowser. Second to last level here. Fantastic. This will be the first level of World 6 of the world that Lord Bowser has been submitting. Of, what's his face? The really good maker guy. Very fun, very good. Let's do it. World 6, Underground World, let's go. First level thereof. Get the lives up, get the lives up, that's important. Oh hey, there's a... That's a good mechanic. Monty Mole platforms. That's cute. Don't mind. I mind. What else can you say about Mario, the Super Mario Brothers Wonder video game? Super Mario Brothers game. Super Mario Brothers Wonder game. Well, you can say it has many original characters. It's the first time Daisy has been playable in a 2D game. Pretty cool. Hey. 2D Mario game. I guess she has been playable in Smash Brothers, which is a 2D game, so jot that down. You could say about Elephant Mario. Yeah, really inspired power-up there. And the only animal power-up in the game, turns out, that's not like a pattern or like a set or anything. They just thought like, what's the perfect thing for this Mario to be? We want a big Mario power-up and also shoot water. Also do stuff with water. So Elephant just made the most sense. Oddly specific that they wanted it to be big and also do water stuff. My guess is that they had multiple requirements, you know, multiple things they wanted to do, right? They had an idea for a water power-up because, you know, you're in the Flower Kingdom. Maybe you'll water some flowers. That just makes sense to water flowers. Oh, also, I think they've said... What are the new toads called? The toads from this area? They have a name. It was in the trailer the direct a couple times. Not like the Florizians, Someone tell me what they're called. I was definitely watching that and going like, oh, hey, they named what those guys are called. Isn't it like Prince Floridian or something? Prince Florian or something? And then the people are, what are they called? Bowser, do you know? Oh, you know what we should mention? I didn't fucking mention the fucking coolest bit of the story. Like, the only part of this... Mario games are not renowned for their stories, but it is worth noting that in this game... It is worth noting that Bowser has merged with the castle. That is Bowser flying through the sky. Giant Castleine Bowser. A good conceit, I think. And I reckon there's gonna be a whole world where you're like on him or something. You know. I'm assuming they won't make it too weird. They'll make it normal, but you will be on him. You gotta do some platforming on him to finish it out, right? Like, that has to be the last world. Though, in the shadows, they did like lay out like what each of the 6 worlds are, each of the 6 areas. But that just makes me suspicious because I'm pretty sure the lava world can't be the last world. My instincts are telling me there's gonna be one more after that. There's gonna be another after that where, like, you know, you do some Bowser stuff and you fight good and proper Bowser. This level is tough to beat, yeah. What are the guys called? Wow, you had to boo it? I don't think ever I have to boo a level. Especially one that's, like, well-made and polished. Even if it's hard, if it's polished, and has, like, an intent to it, I'll give it a like. I don't mind it being too hard. Let me see here. Flower. Toads. Wonder. What are they called? The floral variant of the toads. They have a name now. It was in the direct. Give me all filters. Can I get a time-based filter, please? No. Oh no, that's tools. Hang on. Past week. Okay. Flower Kingdom. The Poplins. They're called Poplins. We found out what they're called. They're the Poplins. Think I have a pop filter. Uh-huh. That's a bad joke. That doesn't work as a joke. If y'all don't know what a pop filter is, it's like the glove that's on my microphone makes it so that like hard plosives don't cause weird popping noises. Always have one of these. If you're doing like, if you have a microphone. Plosives, you gotta watch out for them. You can call it a plo tip. That's terrible. That doesn't work either. Okay. Kill these. Fuck! All that's is to not get hit. And yet. Yeah, I gotta run. Some of these moles are difficult to deal with, I'll say. It's true. Eee. Still think it's well made, though. Still like what they're doing here. Door, I need to go through the door. And done. Okay. Ooh. You're right, Lord Bowser, that was a tough level. Poplins. That's what they're called. Whew. Hey, the player. I'll say, the player, you just missed the end of the queue closing by like a bit, but considering you haven't been here this whole stream, I'd be open to letting you have one. Oh, you're furious with Pikmin. If you want to get a level in, I was mean. If you're good on let me know if you want to get a level in. I can let you in the queue. I tend to let people who haven't been, you know, who are just showing up at the last minute. You're good on levels? Okay, cool. You just want to throw Pikmin at me. Gotcha. Well, I'll say we're about to end here after this next level, so throw your Pikmin fast. You want Pikmin, but it's out of stock? Let me see. It shouldn't be. Throw 3 Pikmin is there? Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Twitch on my phone is being weird. Let me look. You say it's out of stock. Are you sure you just... What the hell? Why is 20 Pikmin out of stock? Let me look. Okay. Let me correct this real fast. I got you. I don't know what happened there. Let me re-up the supply. We need to go get a big power pellet to the thing right now. Big power pellets is being carried to the Pikmin right now. Ooh. You know how they do. Oh, hey, it's September. I forgot about September. Happy September, everyone. That means you get like a discount if you do subs right now, apparently. Which, hey, you know, I got a bunch of lovely emotes, and also you get extra heads if you do that. And also, I do think you get like some channel points for that as well, for what it's worth. I don't know how many. It's never been a primary concern of mine when I've subbed to a person, you know, getting extra channel points. What the fuck? Why is it out of stock? I have it as enabled in the thing. Skip rewards. You paused redemption rewards of this type? What do you mean? That's weird. Hang on, let me look into this. It says I've paused. It's enabled, but you paused redemption rewards of this type. You paused redemption rewards of this type are not currently available to viewers. Pause or unpause requests. Because I need to approve it? I don't... It's weird because I have it so that 3 Pikmin skip the
They skipped the reward request queue, but these ones do not. Do I accidentally have a limit on them? No, they do not have a cooldown or limit. What if I make it so that they don't skip the request queue? What the fuck? You pause redemption rewards of this type? What are you talking about? Here we go. Why is it pause redemptions? Don't pause redemptions. That was weird. I don't know how that happened. I think it should be unpaused now. Give it a go. Anyone who wants it. Too many Pikmin. Too many Pikmin. I should also at some point enable 30 minutes of WarioWare microgame. But I think let's turn that on for like individual streams. Like, oh, this stream, this could happen. Rather than let it be on like the StarCraft stream or something, for instance. All right, that's back working again. And again, happy September to all that celebrate. Happy September to all who celebrate. Okay, when is your next Super Mario Maker 2 stream? It is next Friday at 6 p.m. Central, as are all these streams. We gotta do one last level. We gotta do one last level here. Let me punch it in and do it. Also, I need to get the TV back to where it was. I'll see you later, Lord Bowser. I need to get the TV back to where it was. I had on the TV the PC so I could see the PC for a second and do stuff. But it has a little bit of latency, you know, coming off the capture card, so I need to have it be directly off the TV to play it without latency. That was how I would recommend always doing it. Going with pass-through to a TV and then having the capture card not playing off the capture card. That is madness, you know. You'll fuck yourself up doing that. Last level, let's go. Tell you what, next stream, I'll turn on the next Mario Maker stream. Tell you what, next Thursday's stream will also be available. I'll turn on the thing where I could end up having to play 30 minutes of a random of a micro game from WarioWare. You know, Redeemer's Choice. As part of a variety stream, the Game Pass variety stream, I think it would make perfect sense. I don't know. I worry about now. When I originally had this incentive, it was just part of a stream, right? It's just part of a random ass stream. Not really a big deal. Now I do kind of have to think like, okay, when I upload it to YouTube, I'm putting it in the VOD? Is it going in the VOD title? What's that look like? You know? I need to hurt myself on this. Oh, I see, I see. I think I need to kill myself again. I need to die. I need to die. I see, I see. I need to use the P switch with that. That's what I need to do. And the Goomba gives the key. Okay, that's good to know. First step. Shelmet. Again, really happy about the drill. I'll say, like, I have been watching that direct, like, repeatedly last couple days. Just like, you know, watching it again and again and going like, oh shit, oh shit! And like, you know, picking up minor details each time, which, feels damn good, you know, like, oh shit, there's stuff happening.
we got a fireball now, so we can get this, and that's gonna release. Okay, I think we did it. I think we did it here. Nice little one screen puzzle you got there. Quite happy about that. I'm gonna hit complete. And after that cleared goes away, I'm going to minimize the queue. We did it, folks. Let me go ahead and just like get rid of all that. Get rid of the queue bar. We're done. Hey, how's it going? Hope y'all enjoyed that their stream. Let me pull up the schedule and send y'all out on a bit of a raid. I'll be back on Monday with StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty, continuing that campaign. Last time we did the mini campaign, the Protoss mini campaign, and we got maybe like somewhere around 10 or so more missions left. I reckon we'll probably do that in 2 more sessions. So 2 more Mondays of StarCraft 2. Then I think after that, Wings of Liberty. And then after that, I think we'll go over to Twilight Princess as the next playthrough. That makes sense to me. Thursday will always be some sort of variety night, some sort of whatever. I'm going to do some Game Pass stream. A Game Pass stream next week where I play a bunch of games on Game Pass that I've never played. I'm especially interested in Sea of Scars. People have told me it's like I've heard it's like an RPG in like the Chrono Trigger style, you know, pretty explicitly of that era, and I really love Chrono Trigger, so could be I really love this. I'm really excited to give that a try. That'll be next Thursday. I'll also try other games that are on Game Pass. You know, we'll mix it up. We'll probably play like a handful, you know, less if I really fall in love with a game. More if I'm just like bouncing around going like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good too. This is pretty all right. I like this, you know. And of course, Fridays will always be viewer levels. Go ahead and see who's online right now. Bunch of folks. It is Friday after all. Friday evening now. Let me see. Who do I want to raid? Sparkletone is playing, I think, Destiny or something. Sparkletone is someone I know from like Waypoint community. Also is in that. I'm in that Discord, and I like to raid people from Discords I post my alerts in at times. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna pull up the stream on my phone, and then we will end. All right, folks. I will see y'all next week. Monday, StarCraft 2, one of the last 2 streams of the first campaign. Again, with StarCraft, I'm planning on like alternating between StarCraft and non-StarCraft until I finish all 3 campaigns. So, you know, 2 more episodes of that, I'm thinking, and then probably Twilight Princess before going back for the second of the 3 campaigns. So, you know, that's long-term plan. Thursday will be a variety night with a whole bunch of Game Pass games, including Sea of Stars. And then if you're looking for Mario Maker, next Friday at the usual time, 6 p.m. Central. I will see you then, folks. Go ahead and stop everything. All right, I'll see you next week, next Monday. StarCraft, Monday, 8 p.m. Central. Goodbye, folks.